Welcome to the stream. Yes, ellipses are the best kind of title you can give in a mail. Especially if it's about Paimon being no less capable than anybody else, because Paimon currently is not capable of much. Welcome back to Genshin Impact. Today we continue our story in Snezhnaya. Between episodes, I did a little bit of exploring. There is a video about that. Nothing too important happened there. Something, I think, over there, or no, over there, I think, caught my interest and may become relevant today, but nothing else should be followed up on in this video in particular. I did also upgrade Li Huan's personal weapon a bit more by interacting with more statues of the Seven as I unlocked more of the map. Particularly not this one, because it looks too important. But it's still not good enough to replace the weapon she is currently using. So let's not talk too much about that. We are supposed to go to the Korolevsky Theater, which I think is over there. But also, right where I am, in my position, should be a Oculi, and I thought it would be all the way up here, but it isn't. So there must be some entrance into this building that I'm not noticing. Ah! Or it's just floating there. Great. Now we can get started. I don't think doing this with the speed you are doing it will lead to anything.
Snezhnayan flavor. Don't miss out.
Flavor of what? You selling food? Souvenirs? Souvenirs have a flavor. Snezhnaya souvenirs. Are these souvenirs different from the ones in regular shops? What did you have? Prime Ice products. Signed photos of Odette and Vodyanitsa. I thought you'd give me something. Also, I have like 7% heat.
I don't understand any of it. Opera really is so complicated.
People are just talking to themselves.
Young people these days are surprisingly hardworking.
Hope Korolevsky Theater does not also mean Theater of the Fool. Oh! Is that the same drunkard we got interrupted by last time? Who quickly revived Paimon for a moment? It might be. Yeah, sure is. I didn't need to click on him, but we have continuity, so why not? You don't know what you're in for. All I need is one punch. One punch. Seriously? Another drunk blocking the way? Hang on. Isn't he the boozer we ran into the last time? Let's wake him up again. With elemental energy. Or a few light taps. Use Hydro. What's going on? I feel a little dizzy. Passed out on the ground again. Is that so? I'm really sorry, and thank you again for waking me up. Before I got picked up by the Snezhnaya patrol or something. Something tells me next time we meet, you're gonna be lying on the floor again. Also, the Snezhnaya are walking. It must be. No, that's a different one. Where dancers and singers weave their dreams.
Oh, it's already this late. Why isn't he here yet?
Another ice sculpture. This one has an oculi. How easy is it to climb this? The answer is, better not. I also successfully turned off all those player-made constructs between episodes. I thought about that because I thought maybe I can just make one here. Is there anything that makes me jump? There should be, right? Oh, I don't have enough energy. I'm too cold for this. Never mind.
Ah, you made it. I've got some tickets, and I managed to set something up with the Rokot. It'll have to wait until after the show, though. Happy to stay and watch? I doubt you've seen the Korolyevsky troupe on stage before.
Korolyevsky troupe. Of course, no problem. Thanks for sorting everything out.
Pleasure. Here, this is the way in.
Please present yourself for a routine inspection in accordance with theater regulations. Thank you.
Is this one of those places where I need to put all my weapons on the floor? Korolyevsky means royal. Makes sense. New face immediately, except from behind. And I think you were maybe on the thumbnail last time.
Is that guy with the fatui? Looks like he's waiting for something.
Okay, all done. Thank you for your cooperation. Please proceed through to the theater.
Well, good thing I didn't pick up that oculi lens. It
Everything
makes
okay?
a good piece of environment. I wasn't expecting such strict security here.
Snezhnaya's business and political leaders are always passing through here, so it makes sense that security's tight. Still, it's a little unusual to see the Fatui's Armory Palace guard here. You saw him, right? The guy right at the back. Strong, silent type. His name's Valeri. He's part of the Special Assignments Battalion, but I only ever see him here for one thing. To look for a guy named Mitya.
Valeri, head of the Special Assignments Battalion, Armory Palace Royal Grenadier Guards, 1st Regiment. As a soldier, he places great importance on planning and timing. Mitya, the key individual entrusted to his protection, appears to share neither conviction. Still, he has an uncanny ability to pinpoint Mitya's location, and sometimes even succeeds in keeping him under control. I feel like we learned a lot before even asking who Mitya is.
Supposedly a researcher, though he never seems to put much time in at the office. The theater is one of his favorite places to hang out when he's playing hooky from work. But that's not for us to worry about. Let's go. The show's about to start. What do you think? Pretty impressive, huh?
Could have a magic show in here. It reminds me of the opera Epiclese. Yes, exactly my thought.
Oh, the one in Fontaine? I hear it's iconic. Never seen it for myself, though. Here we are, just in time. Sorry, coming through.
Excuse us.
If you're gonna show up late, keep your mouth shut.
Nobody's out there in the theater yet.
What's his problem? Whatever. No point arguing with people like that.
Also, there's so much space in front of him.
Look, there she is. That's who I'm introducing you to later. She's the lead singer of the troupe, Vodyanitsa.
Vodyanitsa. Definitely not playable.
This leads directly to the green room. They're expecting us. Vodyanitsa will be waiting for us there.
Is this free for free with Yunjin singing Chinese and Furina singing in French? Tell me about her. The prima donna of the Korolevsky troupe, a mysterious Ruzalka whose extraordinary singing has captivated countless audiences. But beneath the soaring notes lies a voice far more difficult to hear. Some say that few have ever truly understood what the water imp's heart is singing. Ruzalka means mermaid. I guess water imp as well. Or maybe a siren, whose call we are following right now. I'm the next performance piece. Hello. Siren is siren. Okay. More sweeping. Cleaning is going okay in Snezhnaya.
Hey there, excuse me.
Can you believe it? I am so mad right now. Come in.
Well, maybe not a good time.
Oh, it's you two.
I wasn't expecting to see you here.
Huh? You know each other? Oh, wait. Is this who you were telling me about? The one you met yesterday and couldn't stop thinking about? I never said that. Yes, you did. Why are you denying it? It was right before I went on that rant about the moody factory owner. Oh, I remember it so clearly. Might I ask what brings you two here?
Oh, I just brought her here to see the show. And when it finished, she was full of praise for Vodyanitsa's performance. So I thought I'd try my luck, see if we could get the chance to chat for a bit. Maybe get an autograph?
You work here. You of all people ought to know that's against the rules. It's not what the green room is there for.
Oh, what's the big deal? Come on, don't be shy. I can give you an autograph. You can take a picture too if you want.
Do as you please. I finished all my shows for the day. I'll leave you to chat.
I wasn't making that stuff up, you know. Odette's just too proud to admit it. She thinks very highly of you, and so do I. You did the right thing in Svietloladovka.
Well, her and my relationship is still kind of complicated.
We're good. Odette's out of earshot. I'll lock the door.
What?
Confidentiality, of course. The Rokot is very strict on that.
Whoa, Alosha! Not out loud! Not with an outsider here.
Relax. I've taken care of it. Look at this.
The president's reply sent this morning. Wait, so she's been approved to join?
As in... me?
You told me last night that you wanted to get intel from the Rokot. Unfortunately, Rokot intel is only available to members. But ever since you set foot in Snezhnaya, we've been working together. I've seen the way you work, your character, and your motives.
So both of you are Rokot.
Everything about you is perfectly in alignment with what we're trying to achieve in the Rokot. So I figured I might as well cut to the chase.
You sure cut there.
I wrote a letter to the president explaining your situation, including just the right amount of detail. His approval came very quickly.
Am I a double agent? For the Rokot and for Tui? I feel like I'm befriending everybody.
Of course, it's still your decision whether you want to join or not. We'll respect your choice.
So that means you and Vodyanitsa, you're both members.
Well, assuming Odette was telling the truth and she didn't misjudge you, I guess we don't need to worry about you blowing our cover.
Good thing Paimon's not here. No secret is safe with her.
Still, you gave me a real fright. I didn't know that's why you came looking for me. So, that stuff you said about admiring my performance, was that just because Odette was here? Did you actually mean it?
No, I meant every word. I loved your singing. Also, I did not know you were part of the Rokot.
Now you're talking. That's what I like to hear.
Anyway, let me give you a quick rundown of how things work. Like I said, the Rokot is a covert organization, and we hide our identities. Members typically don't meet in person or even know each other's identities. This helps us maintain a high level of independence and secrecy.
I didn't understand a single word you sang. That hasn't stopped us before.
Because of this, members are basically free to decide their methods without constraints, so long as the outcome of any activity doesn't violate the organization's principles.
But also, there wasn't all that many words in her singing. It was a lot of
After all, we don't have any ostensible contact with each other. This way, if anything goes wrong, no one else will be implicated.
Beyond the freedom to choose how you operate, it's also your choice whether to act at all. We have plenty of members who have yet to take any action. In short, joining the Rokot in and of itself won't place any restrictions on your activity in Snezhnaya.
Except, we are not allowed to talk about the Rokot.
There's a code of conduct you can read if it interests you. But basically, as long as you don't plan on using your anonymity to go around doing evil, you'll be fine.
I tried reading it 5 or 6 times. Never made it all the way through. Even the most lackluster script makes for more interesting reading.
Sounds good to me. I'm in.
Great. Then I'll go grab an official application form. Be right back.
Really? You have those? What if someone finds one? Since you keep your identity secret, how come you two know each other?
Well, Alosha has this pet dog, you see. His name's Tagarin, and this one time, Alosha brought him backstage. Tagarin took quite a liking to me, so I played with him for a little bit and fed him some treats. Then, the Rokot was out on a mission one day, and even though we were all in disguise, Tagarin recognized me right away.
Just a coincidence, really. We didn't report it to the higher-ups, though, to avoid dealing with the fallout. Like... my job at the theater, for instance. I really needed to make ends meet. By the way, what were you complaining about just before we came in? Did everything go okay with Chuganov?
Everything did not go okay. That's why I was so mad. I tried to make some small talk with him before I went on stage to fish for intel about the Iskra manufacturing plant. But he wouldn't take the bait. No matter what I said, he kept dodging the question.
You were fishing? With bait? Fish puns? Incoming?
And then he started complaining. He said he didn't appreciate his second-rate seat in the stalls because he usually gets a private box.
Was that the guy we just walked by?
I mean, what did he expect? Everyone knows that if you want a box seat, you buy a ticket well in advance. But instead, he sends me a letter the day before the show when we're practically sold out. I had to juggle things around just to get him a half-decent seat, hoping he would appreciate the gesture enough to share some information. But nope, he didn't give me anything.
Yeah, meeting Chuganov in person has definitely been a disappointing experience. Oh, you probably don't know who we're talking about, do you? Chuganov was that older guy you were sitting next to today. I'm sure he didn't make a great first impression on you either.
But he made enough of an impression that we definitely knew it's that guy. Yeah, seemed like a real grouch.
To the citizenry, he's a family man and a kind boss. But our interactions with him tell a very different story. It's one thing to ask for a favor, but he acts like it's his right. He always expects special treatment. Take the ticket situation, for instance. I've actually gotten him a private box in the past. But not only was he not even grateful, now he's acting like I've sold him short this time. Not to mention that he's never paid for a single one of his tickets.
That's pretty outrageous.
And another thing, if he's such a big family man, why doesn't he bring his wife and daughter to see the show once in a while? I've never seen them here, not even once.
Maybe they don't exist.
Calm down, Vodyanitsa. If you won't do it the easy way, we'll have to try the hard way. But first things first. Here's your application form. Go ahead and fill it out.
Do I need to? It seems I need to. My name is... Great choices. Any funny references in here? Monpai, already good though. I am Medodoko. Chest mimic. King Fries. Lord of the Seven Calamities. Can I combine these two? Moon Pie. What a time to be alive. My reason for joining the organization is... I want to ordinary people. I think the Rokot is cool. I need a part. Mom told me to give it a try. The 12th might be a reference. Isn't it just the next number of Fatui Harbingers or something? I don't know. How many there? I forgot. Let's be somewhat serious about this. Somewhat. That seems to be half true, half silly.
Looks like I'll need to make a few little tweaks here and there. But other than that, you're good to go. We'll hold on to this for you.
Better not change out the Dodoko.
Alright. Now that we're officially Rokot comrades, I can tell you. Chukhanov is the target of our current operation.
I'll kill him immediately.
Recently, we've done some recon work at the Iskra manufacturing plant, which pretty much confirmed that their energy consumption is way beyond the legal limit. All we need now is some direct evidence to present to the Vetcha, so we can demand that they shut the plant down.
That way, the Kresny Crystal can be allocated to where it's needed most.
I was hoping he might let slip during one of our chats, but he's too tight-lipped. We'll have to find another way.
Torture.
I'm meeting another regular theater goer tonight. Mitya.
Alyosha mentioned that name before.
But Valeri's here too, and he's probably looking for Mitya, so he may end up being a no-show.
Don't you worry. He must know how to dodge Valeri, or he wouldn't be showing up on time for every performance. Mitya is a renowned energy expert. Although we can't get any direct evidence of the excessive energy consumption at the plant, we can accidentally let the information slip to him. The authorities should take someone like him seriously. So if he starts raising questions about energy use at the Iskra manufacturing plant, there will be a proper investigation. Also, we're not allowed on site, but he has clearance. So all we need is his cooperation.
Since he's an energy expert, does that mean he might know the inside story of Project Stuza?
Yeah, so that's the other thing we're trying to figure out. Though I think we're far less likely to make any progress on that front. Still, I hear that Mitya is a bit of a chatterbox. So, who knows? Maybe if we catch him in the right mood, he'll let something slip.
What do you think? Sound like something worth your time?
Definitely. I'd love to join.
Okay, in that case, you guys find a seat somewhere nearby. Pretend you're a couple of buddies there to eat, and keep your ears peeled for useful information.
Boy, I love to eat.
He's a huge fan, so I doubt he'll have his guard up around me. But you two need to be convincing. If he suspects anything at all, he might stop talking.
Sure. Don't worry. We'll make a believable pair of buddies.
The animation on those flowers is really weird with the shadows. I'm sure we can manage a bit of friendly chit-chat.
Perfect! You've sold me already. Now, help me tidy this room up a bit before we head out.
Okay. What needs tidying?
I know where to get a broom or two.
Everything!
Especially those two things you mentioned. In particular. Howling Gate. Oh. It has been cleaned. I thought we would do some cleaning. What's in here? Possibly Odette's room. Sorry for running in on your performance. Someone's spinning. Maybe this is just practice. Considering there's someone brooming during it. Could be teleporting, but I wanna try to get that thing once more. Possibly just by climbing up here and flying there. Should be easy enough. Who needs weird structures we can build? Yeah, there's also one up there. Not sure if there's a particular high place I can use to fly there though. That's a big
We come here often,
cup.
so we shouldn't stand out. Let's sit here. Now, it's up to Vodyanica. Let's see how the conversation goes.
Mr. Mitya! Over here! Over here!
Oh, sorry. I got a little held up on my way here. Now we have even less time than we planned.
Also definitely doesn't look playable. Very windy hairstyle.
Go ahead and order some snacks and drinks. Whatever you like. Let me see. According to my schedule, we still have 25 minutes left.
Great.
You're really pressed for time today, huh? I was imagining this would be a leisurely chat. If you'd prefer, we can always reschedule for another afternoon when you have more time.
No need. Getting to meet the lead singer is a very precious opportunity for me. I'm not about to pass it up. I've already had to decline your invitation several times because our schedules rarely align. If I don't grab this chance while it's here, who knows when the next one will come around?
What was that hand?
Well, it's very kind of you to make time just for me.
What's going on with his scarf? It's like it's alive.
I'm not too sure, to be honest. But Snezhnaya is full of weird and wonderful things like that, so people tend not to bat an eye. I'm sure the same will go for the Eye of Grey and Paimon.
That will make getting around easier.
The reason I invited you out for tea and a chat today was to get some feedback from a true fan of the theater.
Mitya, an expert with the Energy Commission, he has an exceptional command of all manner of energy-related technologies. Though he can be rather talkative at times, his scarf more than makes up for it.
Well, I genuinely have nothing bad to say. No matter how many times I hear you sing, it never gets old. It always seems fresh and new somehow. Maybe it's because the more times I listen, the more details I notice. Or maybe you simply improve with every performance, delivering it better each time.
Thank you! I'm delighted to hear that! Could you give me any specific examples?
Oh, yeah. The piece you sang today, for example. Beneath the Frozen River? Hey, what's with you? I'm just praising a good performance. I always used to find that such a bleak and lonely song. But the more you listen, the more you realize that it's not as cold and nihilistic as it appears. When you really dig down into it, there's a certain level where you're surprised by the emergence of hope.
Wow, I'm impressed. I didn't expect you to pick up on that. Actually, I only tried out that angle after talking with a composer. Still, Beneath the Frozen River wasn't on today's program.
Oh, really? But it's a classic. You sing it every time.
Almost every time.
Oh, well then, let me say a few words about that other all-time classic, Flying in the Wind from the Mountain Sparrow.
I didn't sing that one today either. My voice wasn't quite up to it, so I switched it out at the last minute.
You weren't even there today.
Oh, but,
Sorry, Mr. Mitya, but you were at the theater today, yes?
Of course I was. Remember? I said hello to all the troupe members before the show started. You, Odette, and the others.
So, what did Odette sing today?
Elegy of the Snow-Winged Goose, of course.
Correct. I see. I see. You find my singing boring, don't you? That's why you don't remember a single song. Looks like I'll need to cut a few from the program next time.
No, that's not it. I swear. All right. I'll be straight with you. I'm sorry. My mind was wandering as you took the stage today. I enjoy watching your shows because the exquisite performances stimulate the mind. It always sparks some inspiration for my research. So, whenever I get stuck at work, I come to the theater for a change of pace. Odette's dance during the Elegy of the Snow-Winged Goose today was simply incredible. It got me wondering what she's been going through recently. That look of sheer defiance in the face of utter tragedy? It was so inspiring. I started scribbling in my notebook right away. Not that I made a ton of progress in the grand scheme of things, but I still think it was productive. By the time I snapped out of it, the entire show had finished.
So what you're saying is, you didn't listen to my singing at all?
Unfortunately not. I'm sorry, I don't know which is more disrespectful. The fact that I don't always come for the show itself, or the fact that I missed your performance.
Rocketing is going nowhere. Instead, it feels like we're just seeing someone being a bad fan and disappointing their star.
Seems like things are getting a little awkward.
You look nervous. What's up?
Mitya just stepped into a conversational minefield. If there's one thing Vodyanitsa doesn't like, it's people who show disrespect for her performance. This meeting was so hard to set up. Don't tell me it's already falling apart.
It's fine. I suppose this is affirming in its own way. At least, it shows that our performance really touches people's hearts, right? Don't let it bother you. It certainly doesn't bother me.
Not at all. Clearly.
She's showing a lot of restraint.
Must be tough.
Well, I'll be sure to let Odette know how much you adored her performance.
Please don't say that. I always love your performances too. It's just that inspiration struck at the wrong time today. I'm usually all ears.
I know, I can tell. That's why I value your opinion. I'm sure some people can't stand it when others praise their coworkers right to their face, but not me. No, sir.
You're making a huge enemy today, Mitya.
Fair enough. I still feel kind of bad, though.
Thumbs up.
But you know what I really can't stand? People who only show up to the theater to pretend that they're cultured. Makes me sick to my stomach.
Oh, yeah, 100%. There are too many of those people around. By the time they're walking out the door, they've forgotten all about the show. What's wrong? You look furious.
I don't know if you've heard about the boss of the Iskra manufacturing plant. He isn't even a theater investor. but he always demands the same privileges as actual investors. Box tickets only, premium drinks, even the right to request specific songs.
Well played, Vodyanitsa. Seems like she's harnessing her rage to steer the conversation back on track.
Now that you mention it, I've interacted with that guy before. I gotta say, everyone holds him up as an example of a benevolent businessman, but I don't know. I don't see it.
Yeah, he couldn't care less about what's happening on stage. He's just there to flaunt his social status. I hate that I have to prepare programs for guys like that. What's the big deal with that factory he runs anyway? I asked around a bit and heard some pretty shocking stories. Sounds like he's just another greedy capitalist.
Oh, really?
Yep, the things people are saying are pretty damning. Low wages, insanely long working hours, equipment running around the clock. And as if that's not bad enough, he also strictly forbids his employees from giving any kind of interview. Project Stuja has now been extended so many times, we're at the point where crystal rations for the common folk are barely enough to survive on. Yet he even wants to get his greedy hands on them just to boost his own profits. If the rumors are true, he's in serious violation of the law.
Interesting. So you've heard about it too?
What? So it's really true?
Who knows? I've only heard the same rumors you have. But there's no smoke without fire. The Rooster's been coming down on us hard lately, demanding that we track and trace every single batch of Crystal. My coworkers in the Department of Energy have been tearing their hair out over it.
The Rooster? I didn't realize he cared that much.
Yeah. Even though there are no restrictions on Crystal trading, the poor will wind up freezing to death if we let the rich buy as much as they want. That's clearly unfair. Looks like we'll need to arrange an investigation into the Iskra manufacturing plant as soon as possible. I never knew you kept up with current affairs beyond the theater, Miss Vodyanitsa. You really have a heart for the common person. Most Fae in your position have long been indifferent to the plight of humans.
Well, those of us who choose to live in human cities are naturally going to pay attention to any significant upheaval. Isn't the Rooster a Fae himself? I'm just surprised to learn that even someone with as much experience as him is getting so stressed out over Project Stuja. What is the end goal of this project anyway?
This is it. We're finally going there.
I'm sure Mitya can sense on some level that she's fishing for information. But since their conversation is so relaxed, he might just let something slip.
It's stressing me out too. If I'd only made better progress with my research, things wouldn't have dragged on this long.
Oh, so your work is related to Project Stuja?
That's right. The Armory Palace needs a brand new energy source. Not the power of the Light Realm, and not elemental energy. Right now, the only thing that meets the requirements is the power contained within stellar linchpins. But harnessing that power is costly. Each step of the process requires enormous amounts of Kresnik crystal, from extraction to quantification to attempts at conversion. Progress has been painfully slow, and the team is getting burned out as time goes by. Sometimes, I see people staring into space as if in a trance.
Could it be that this new energy source has side effects?
No, it doesn't affect us, because the energy is used for...
Scarf said you were saying too much.
Okay, I got it. Stop choking me. Sorry, I can't talk about that. I think we're all just exhausted. We've been working ourselves to the bone for so long with so little progress to show for it. It's no wonder people are struggling to stay motivated.
Would be funny if someone else was controlling the scarf to keep him in check.
Seems like I owe you an apology. I shouldn't have gotten so mad at you for not paying attention during the show.
Don't worry about it. I count myself lucky, to be honest. I don't envy the people who work closely with the Tsaritsa herself. I'd much rather be in my current position. At least I don't have to shoulder any major responsibilities.
So they're trying to develop a completely new kind of energy.
It's a shame we didn't get to hear more.
Yeah, censored by a scarf. Who would have thought?
Oh, dear. It looks like my time is up. I'm afraid I have to leave.
I was wondering if that was a geo thingy. But I don't think so. It's just a crystal on his dress.
I'm so sorry. We ended up barely talking about the theater.
That's okay. It was a pleasure chatting with you, really.
Let's make up for it next time. Yeah, hopefully once the work pressure eases up a little, I'll be able to focus more on the performance, and then we'll have more to discuss.
Yeah, all of his crystals have a little bit of a symbol on there, so no.
We touched on some confidential issues today. I'd be grateful if you could keep it between us.
Yeah, nobody was listening, I'm sure.
That could have gone worse.
It could.
Nice job. Why was Mitya in such a hurry to leave, though?
Sorry, routine inspection.
Because his watchdog is here. Is that Valeri?
Okay, let's go.
So he wasn't rushing to get back to work. He must have calculated that Valeri would find him here in exactly 25 minutes. That's frighteningly accurate.
One of the main duties of the Special Assignments Battalion is to ensure that important figures stick to their schedules.
Sounds like Mitya's arch enemy then.
All right, time for us to get going too. Excuse me, check please.
We'll settle our check too, then.
Oh, hello there. Mr. Mitya paid the check before leaving.
What? All of ours?
He also asked me to pass on a message. He said it was an honor to share his tea break with Miss Vodyanitsa and her two friends.
So he knew we were listening in.
Wait.
So he knew we were here all along? This raises a lot of questions. Did he deliberately mention the new energy source so that we'd overhear it?
Maybe he also is a person that can see if someone is a playable character.
Maybe his work isn't confidential after all. Maybe the key here is the purpose of this new energy. I guess that's the next thing to look into. Vodyanitsa and Alosha have both left. Time to head back and call it a day.
Well, at least we are close to home.
You're back! Here pretty early today.
How are you feeling?
Paimon was just gonna mention that. After she woke up today, Paimon felt like her temperature was completely back to normal. But her strength still hasn't returned. Still, there's some good news. Paimon thinks she might have figured out the source of the problem.
Is that good news or bad news?
It's like there's some kind of mysterious power affecting Paimon. Paimon's never felt this way before during any of her travels. She only started feeling this way since we arrived in Snezhnaya.
Some kind of mysterious power, you say?
That's right. The Armory Palace needs a brand new energy source.
And that energy source is Paimon.
Could that have something to do with this?
What is it? You're making that face again. You know, the one you get whenever you have a light bulb moment?
Let me tell you what I found out today.
So, they're trying to develop a new energy source here? And you think that might be why Paimon's feeling unwell?
Yes.
Well, maybe
that the energy they're researching has any side effects. Although, he did say that people working on the project have been having issues with their concentration and short-term memory.
Let's make her fly and rotate a wheel. We'll call it a flywheel.
And even so, those are completely different symptoms from Paimon's.
This power you mentioned, can you sense where it's coming from?
It's pretty faint, so it's kind of hard to tell. But if anything, it seems like it's coming from roughly the same direction as the Armory Palace.
All the more reason to find out the purpose of their research.
Sure, Paimon's with you there. But how, though? The Rokat only has a limited amount of intel.
There's still one avenue we haven't explored. The Snezhnaya.
Oh, great point! They argue about Project Stuzha every day. If we could sit in on one of their sessions, we might pick up some new leads.
Okay, I need to write a letter to Alyosha.
Good idea! Oh yeah, while you were out, Paimon tried all the yummiest looking desserts in the Potvoria restaurant.
And what's your review?
This one seemed right up your alley. So, Paimon saved some for you. Come try it once you finish writing your letter.
I already got the recipe for that. Wait until 2 days later. Can do that. I did that. Yay, visitor attendance.
Alyosha replied. He says that we won't be able to speak at the Vetcha, but he can arrange for us to attend as visitors. Time to get ready. Then head to the Snezhnaya Vetcha.
You're back! Paimon's been working on the crossword puzzle in the newspaper. It's actually pretty fun.
How good are you at that?
Oh, shoot! Paimon forgot the next word. Oh, she had it a moment ago. Think, Paimon, think.
You can do it, Paimon. I believe in you.
Back in my day, I could
Did I get recipes from you? Probably while walking out. And probably the one I just mentioned. Yeah.
If there's anything you need.
But also... Wait, does this warm me up? No. But I did put that there. Can I just refund it? Because I tried to make this cooking machine work, but it actually needed real fire. Where was Catherine? Over there, I think. Because she has some Snezhnaya specific dialogue that I did not look at yet.
Ad Astra Abyssosque. Well,
Welcome. Hey there, Catherine. Great to see you here. I'm Catherine, the receptionist of the Adventurers Guild. My job is to provide the adventurers with quests and intelligence support. This is the Adventurers Guild headquarters. If you encounter any problems that the local guilds can't handle, you can consult us here at the HQ. Okay?
Ad Astra Abyssosque.
Give me the rundown about Snezhnaya, if you would. Adventurers regard Snezhnaya as a vast territory, a great place to show off one's skill. But be cautious, the bitter cold on the frozen plains and the disasters caused by the Shadow Realm demand extra attention to safety while exploring. Sure, will do.
Miss Vodyanitsa, prima donna of the Korolievsky troupe. What a surprise meeting you here. Will you be sitting in on a session of the Vetcha?
Sorry, I'm not taking interviews today. Oh good, you're here. The session's about to begin. Let's get inside.
Please wait, Miss Vodyanitsa. Could you introduce me to your new friend?
Nope. Goodbye. Shortly after you take your seat, the meeting of the Snezhnaya Vetcha officially begins. Discussions on whether to extend Prosextusa are saved until the end. Let's sit in on a different kind of performance. As the rooster, Pulcinella shares various energy-related statistics. The dull and lifeless room suddenly becomes very animated.
In summary, the energy management commitments made for the outgoing period have been delivered upon. Furthermore, both the production and consumption of Kresnik Crystal show clear signs of stabilizing.
Pulcinella, the rooster, and the fifth of the 11 Fatui Harbingers. Yeah, there is 11 of them, so 12th is a reference to that. I hope this guy becomes playable. It would be the silliest thing.
The relevant agencies have assessed the present circumstances and determined that the status quo can be sustained until the next period. For detailed statistics, I would refer you to the industry reports that have been distributed to all persons present.
More like a penguin than a rooster. I cannot disagree with that. More Batman characters.
It should also be noted that while the recent blizzards have led to a significant increase in people's energy expenses, this is strictly a short-term phenomenon associated with a remotely located monster. Her Majesty the Tsaritsa is giving her full attention to this matter. We should have every confidence that it will be dealt with swiftly and conclusively. A financial report on disaster relief is also present in this report, courtesy of Pantalone.
Why does it keep getting noisier in here?
They cover the same old ground every single time. The rooster never seems to mind, but everyone else is getting tired of it. There's a general lack of trust. People aren't seeing any tangible benefits that affect them directly. Of course, none of that will be reflected in any of the reports on the table.
Yeah, if it weren't for these hard copy documents, I could have at least made something up.
I've been meaning to ask, why are you still here? And why are you acting so chummy?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just out here trying to hit my interview quotas. Bring out the Kvass. Ever read it? Best-selling newspaper in town.
If I remember correctly, you guys don't even have a sales permit. You have to sell from stalls on the street.
Okay then, best-selling street stall newspaper in town. Still counts.
Order! We will now open the floor to the representatives. If there are no further substantive issues to discuss, we will then proceed to a vote on this motion.
Snezhnaya has a long tradition of treating members of the Fatui armed forces and their dependents favorably. But recent surveys shows that Fatui families in remote areas have access to 15% less crystal than the average civilian family in Snezhnograd. It's been said many times before, but it bears repeating now. There needs to be a clear and consistent rationale behind how crystal is allocated, or we will soon face immense public backlash.
Perhaps you wouldn't need to keep repeating yourself if you would hear me out for once. I say again, true consistency exists only in principle. In the real world, fairness is relative. You appear to treat resource allocation as a simple function of production and population. So what about when the equipment used in production breaks down? Have you factored that into your equation? And do you even know how long it's been since Snezhnaya last conducted a census?
Evil snakeless doctor. People have made that comparison.
If I knew the answers to questions like that, I'm sure I'd be a very wealthy man. And I doubt I'd be going by child. I'd like to bring the focus back to the specific issue I raised. Or do you wish to deny that favorable treatment for Fatui dependents is our long-standing policy?
It's easy to be a critic when there's no accountability. That seems to be a running theme in the anti-Project Stuzha cohort. Defeat the ringleader and all other problems will magically resolve themselves. That's what they seem to think. But in case you aren't aware, not one jot in my report would change whether Project Stuzha continues or not.
So you have no intention whatsoever of finding a solution to this problem?
On the contrary, I'm the only one here who ever brings solutions.
Child opened by speaking up for the armed forces. Regrator struck back with style and a war of words ensued.
Sure.
Our reporter was live on the scene to get the audience's reaction as it all unfolded. Who do you support?
I think Child raised some issues that need addressing.
The people have spoken! Child received raucous applause from the crowd as he pushed Regrator onto his back foot with a relentless barrage of questions. It had to be seen to be believed.
I think I understand why you are not allowed to sell your newspaper. Ah, yeah.
Now you see why they don't have a sales permit.
Yes.
However this reporter wants to spin things, I haven't forgotten that Tartaglia was representing the Northland Bank when we first met in Liyue. So, surely their relationship can't always have been this strained.
You two are getting off topic. Let's focus on what the data is saying.
Mr. Pantalone, may I speak on your behalf?
Oh, please do. I'm more than happy to save my breath.
Crystal distribution policy undergoes modifications with each new period. The ultimate goal being to find the most reasonable method of allocation, which I believe is what Mr. Tartaglia also seeks. But I fear many may have been misled on this topic by extremist activists. To clarify, Project Stuzha is not the root cause of the problem. It is merely a framework for resource distribution. The most recent reports all point to Snezhnaya's resilience and adaptability during this period of fine-tuning, and give clear indications that a distribution framework is improving with each iteration. To make drastic adjustments without first considering the risks would likely do more harm than good. It would be a waste of the hard-won experience we've gained to date.
Renowned scholar of finance, Arapov spoke up to clarify the fiscal logic, clearly alluding to social organizations like the Rokot in his words.
The fourth wall does not exist anymore.
With the notorious Lelex still active to this day, should the Rokot be held responsible? No, there is someone else to blame.
Where did you get Rokot from? And who is this Lelek?
She's just rephrasing what Mr. Pantalone said. The Rokot are the critics he accuses of taking no responsibility for their actions. As for Lelek, you won't have heard of him yet. He's currently the most famous member of the Rokot. Well, more like infamous. Ending Project Stuzha has become an obsession for him. Unlike the more decent ones among us, he believes that votes in the Vetcha are all that matter.
Should you mention Among Us when seated right beside a very listening reporter that nobody listens to?
So whether it's threats, coercion, or bribery, he'll use whatever means necessary to get people to change their vote.
Wow, there's more to the Rokot than I thought.
And since we're already on the subject, What do you think of Lelek's methods? Are you for or against?
Hard to say. I suspect there's more to his story.
Well, whatever the story is, his actions benefit us all. We stand with Lelek.
Unless she's also part of the Rokot.
At least someone here wants to take this discussion seriously. I've been considering that issue myself. What you really need is more precise regional data, right? I think it would be easiest to let the Fatui handle it, since they're already in charge of Crystal shipments anyway. We may as well get them to collect some data while they're at it. Whatever you need, you can ask the Fatui to look into it for you. In terms of supervision, I think the Druzhna would be a good fit. I had hoped to discuss this with Miss Vesna, but sadly, she's not present.
I believe Lelek is Stork, but this time in Ukrainian. Interesting.
I will be happy to take a note of your suggestions and present them to Commander Vesna for a decision upon her return. The Commander has always taken a keen interest in Project Stuzha. However, given the Druzhna's demanding workload, I'm afraid it may prove difficult for them to provide any practical support.
Let us refrain from jumping to conclusions until a concrete and actionable plan is in place.
My apologies, Lord Rooster.
There are numerous issues to address here, including manpower, time sensitivity, and reporting lines. Nevertheless, I support drafting a proposal. Follow the usual procedure, and it can be raised as a new motion for all parties to evaluate at the appropriate time.
In that case, I'd like to share one thought before the proposal is drafted. The issue of time sensitivity was raised just now, which I presume relates to the official reports. In fact, the Energy Commission already collects regular statistics on each urban center and its surrounding area. Would these be of any use?
That's a good idea. I read every issue of Svietlolaidovka's report, and although my focus is mostly on the section about equipment operation, the energy consumption statistics also yield a lot of insights.
Be that as it may, does no one see an issue with using local data to determine Crystal quotas? In the long term, it seems like a very risky solution.
Not if they are used purely for reference. So long as we have the report from the Northland Bank's headquarters to corroborate it, no one will be able to fool me.
Very well then. It appears that this arrangement is acceptable to all parties.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
The members reached a provisional consensus on the issue of improving treatment for Fatui soldiers.
You notice the reporter jot down a few words before suddenly crossing everything out and starting a fresh paragraph.
Today, the prima donna of the Korailievsky troupe attended a session of the Snezhnaya Vecha in the company of a most charming young lady. The question on all our minds is, what is the true nature of their relationship?
Romantically, obviously.
Write anything like that again, and I'm revoking your permission to interview the troupe. Got it?
The remaining discussion covers everything from energy to healthcare, technology and industry. All parties take the opportunity to express their stance on Project Stuzha. You ignore Mironova as she carries on writing her sensationalist report, but after a while you start to feel that reading the news from her might actually be more interesting than being here in person.
Now then, if there are no further contributions from those present, we shall proceed to the final vote.
Hey, check it out!
Is that Chugunov?
What made him vote against? Why now?
The votes have been tallied. Those in favor of continuing Project Stuzha total 61%, securing a clear majority.
That was too close. The margin has shrunk yet again. Chugunov was a huge loss.
I'll bet Lelek is behind this. I wonder how Pulcinella will respond this time.
Chuganov. I see. Lelek strikes again.
Yes, go, Lelek. Once Project Stuzha is defeated, our unwavering support at Bring Out the Kvass will finally pay off when we make our comeback. I can taste our victory already!
In accordance with the result of this vote, Project Stuzha will remain in effect until the next Vetcha period. Finally, may I remind us all, we debate only for the greater glory and solidarity of our nation. May the aurora shine ever on, and the tundra always stand firm. The session is concluded.
Great. Great performance. Everybody clap. Nose. Guess there's nobody interesting left to talk to in here.
Only I had been born in a romantic time like that.
Yes, romantic, for sure.
I have to say, I really wasn't expecting Chuganov to vote against Project Stuzha.
Why? What's so strange about that?
Well, in principle, Snezhnaya's business and political elites ought to be the ones least likely to oppose it. As we heard, Project Stuzha is basically just a resource distribution framework that requires everyone to cut back during the winter. But even if the policy got cancelled, the Tsaritsa's energy needs wouldn't suddenly go down. The extra demand from the public would have to be filled from somewhere. So logically, the factories would have to take the hit.
This explains a lot.
I got a letter from Mr. Mitya just before today's session. He said he's confirmed that there are issues around overtime and excessive energy consumption at the Iskra manufacturing plant. In a situation like this, once the Rooster receives the report, he'll order the factory to halt production and submit to an investigation before issuing a penalty. But that's a week-long process, and thus didn't make it onto the Vetcha agenda this time. I don't think he suspects anything so far.
Got it. So for him it's a choice between reducing production and stopping entirely.
Exactly. And as you know, he's a very selfish person. I was originally gonna try and flip him after he received notice of the official sanctions. My plan was to convince him that the whole thing was completely unfair. Rather than just sit back and take the hit while his factory stopped production, he'd be better off voting to end Project Stuzha. At least that way, no one else would be able to make any money either, because all the factories would suddenly have more limited energy to work with. But now, he's already voted against it, which means someone must have used more forceful means to change his vote. Just like with everyone else who flipped.
You mean Lelek?
Yeah. No one knows why Lelek is so obsessed with ending Project Stuzha, but by the looks of it, he's inching closer and closer to success.
Lelek must have strong motivations, given how he'll stop at nothing to achieve his goal. Maybe he knows the full truth of Project Stuzha. Maybe my next step should be to focus on him.
All right. What are your plans for the rest of the day? Shall we head out?
Hey, comrade. I noticed you were here during the debate.
Hello, comrades.
I didn't take you for a political enthusiast.
Greetings, Harbingers. I just happened to have some free time today, and my new friend here thought it might be fun to check out the Vetcha.
Ah, Odette must have introduced you. Looks like you two are getting along pretty well.
I'll leave you to catch up. I should head back to the troop.
Sure. Break a leg and all that.
Break a fin or something.
Thought it might be fun to check out the Vetcha, did you? Things are never that simple with you, Traveler. There's no way you're here for kicks and giggles. Tell me I'm wrong.
I learned an interesting tidbit today. Some guy called Lelek.
Oh, yeah. To some, he's a captivating enigma. To others, he's the bane of their existence. No one ever thought that some anonymous nobody from the Rokot could cause such a stir.
I want to find out his true identity. Is it okay if I start digging around?
Huh? You want to look into Lelik? Then I'm sure his days of anonymity are numbered. What do you think, Sandrone?
Fine by me, I guess. If the Traveler actually manages to expose Lelik, it'll be doing Pulcinella a favor.
Do we want to do that?
In return, it seems fair to let her in on what we've learned so far.
My thoughts exactly. Sharing is caring, after all.
We joined the Rokot, only to expose what might be their most famous member.
Head back to Glupov and grab the files on Lelik. It's easier to just pull the records than go through the rigmarole of getting the Traveler a visitor's permit.
As you command, child, sir.
In that case, since we're going to be waiting anyway, I'll have someone brew a pot of black tea.
It's brewing itself.
One common thread among the many incidents Lelik has been involved in is that the victims are all too scared to share any real information about him. Clearly, he must have threatened them in some way.
Should have chosen the option I want to destroy this organization, because clearly it's what we are doing. We are destroying every organization from within.
His modus operandi is to silently infiltrate the scene and leave a threatening letter behind. But neither the letters nor the crime scenes ever yield any clues to his identity. So all these files have to offer are short statements by the people affected. They don't give us a lot to go on.
If nothing else, it shows we're dealing with a trained professional who's versed in counter-surveillance.
Yes, and to that point, he often strikes in highly secure locations. The victims are high-ranking and influential people who take their personal security very seriously. Somehow, Lelik slips right into their rooms without making a sound. There's never any eyewitnesses, nor the slightest trace of a break-in.
Maybe it's a weasel thief.
If he can get in and out undetected, it means he can strike without warning. Not that that's ever happened so far, but the thought is enough to scare these people sleepless. It's hard to believe that a human being could pull this off flawlessly every time, so they switched the focus of the investigation to Faye. Unfortunately, no one's found anything yet.
Or a ghost. Yeah, that's also possible. Are you saying even you couldn't pull it off?
Careful. Don't underestimate me. Although, truth be told, I'd probably find it hard not to blow my cover. Direct confrontation is more my style.
We haven't ruled out the possibility of Lelik being human. It's just, there can only be a handful of people in all of Teyvat who'd fit the profile. Faye, on the other hand, plenty would have the ability, but few would have the motive.
So it's someone as strong as Titania, and even more meticulous.
No, not as strong as me. You'll never find the culprit with criteria like that. Let's go with a little weaker than me.
Neuvillette? Skirk?
There's no denying that Master is strong, but meticulous? We can only hope.
She's just trying to find a reference point. Stop getting fixated on who's stronger than who.
But that's the most important thing. In my opinion, anyway.
Alright, let's take it down a notch or two. How about Odette as a reference point? She's someone we all know, and I've seen her in action.
Odette? Yeah, that seems about right. Her skills are solid, and she's always calm under pressure.
Except she's Fatui, so the likelihood of her working against us is pretty low. But yeah, much more accurate than your previous example, at least.
No, wait a moment. Maybe we should interrogate that assumption.
What do you mean? Which assumption?
Her Fatui identity doesn't necessarily exonerate her. And when you think about it, the Rokot would be precisely what she needs to conceal her identity.
Plus, she wouldn't need to be such a pro at covering her tracks. she'd already know where the Fatui will be and when, so she could choose the perfect time to act.
Maybe we aren't the only double agent.
Oh, yikes. I was just thinking out loud. Why is this starting to sound like such a convincing theory? Still, what reason could Odette possibly have for trying to call off Project Snezhnaya?
It's cold.
Arlecchino would be the best person to ask. She knows Odette best. Unfortunately, she isn't back yet.
Arlecchino?
Rosaline used to open up to her in private about her struggles with Odette. As I'm sure you can imagine, Arlecchino is quite a lot better with children than Rosaline was. She gave her some tips on how to handle the situation, and Rosaline managed to reach a settlement with Odette before leaving. So I suppose there were at least no lifelong regrets left behind. Beyond that, I don't know the details about that side of things. But I do know that Odette definitely has a motive to hold a grudge against Project Snezhnaya. The reason being, her father passed away during the early stages of the project. That was back before it had been named Project Snezhnaya, when things were still being worked out. But in essence, it's remained the same ever since.
Huh. The more you know. Rosaline was always so self-centered. I never understood why she started paying so much attention to Odette.
Oh, even you didn't know about this?
Is that such a surprise? If you cast your mind back, you may remember that Rosaline and I weren't exactly close. We had tea together a few times, but that was about it.
Odette's past is no secret. Her father was a Fatus, and her mother was a very famous ballerina. On the surface, it looks like she followed right in her parents' footsteps. But the truth is quite a different story. After her father passed away on a mission, her mother was overcome with grief. She broke her leg during a performance and could never dance again. Odette was only interested in ballet at the time, but this tragedy left the family with both breadwinners gone. They could barely make ends meet. Per Capitano's policy, family members of Fatui who died in the line of duty had to be appropriately accommodated and provided with adequate assistance. So, regardless of how Rosaline may have felt about it, it fell to her to resolve the issue of Odette's family's livelihood. In the end, the solution they agreed upon was to have Odette join the Fatui.
Right, because the alternative would have been a one-off compensation payment, I guess. In that sense, joining up was definitely the better option.
But it also means she never intended to join for the correct reasons.
Still, she must have had mixed feelings about it, right? If she doesn't even like the Fatui.
It's just a theory, a possibility. But as a motive for Odette to become Lelik, it holds up. That said, I have no idea where Odette's head is at right now, or what her conflict with Rosaline was about. Plenty of people were on bad terms with Rosaline. I have no intention of trying to figure it all out.
So Signora actually wanted to mend her relationship with Odette.
Yes, but there's not much point in discussing that now.
Yeah, back to Lelik. Since our investigations so far have turned up next to nothing, we've got nothing to lose by trying a new angle. Funnily enough, Tonya and I had actually made plans to go to the theater tomorrow to watch Odette's rehearsal. Unfortunately, thanks to this Lelik situation, I'll be stuck working overtime again.
Siblings mentioned.
Which means you can go in my place. No point wasting the ticket. Plus, you'll get to meet Tonya.
What's the rehearsal for?
Spirit Seeker. Quite the classic ballet. It was passed down through Odette's mother's family for generations, though it hasn't been performed in years. But Odette's been practicing it diligently, and it's finally ready for a return to the stage. Excitement is through the roof. Tickets for the official performance sold out long ago.
Tonya's excited for it too. She's desperate to see it no matter what. Personally, it's not really my kind of thing, but since she's my little sister, I had to figure something out.
I've actually seen it several times before. The story's pretty straightforward. The lead character follows a trail of clues left behind by a spirit, gradually recovering her memories along the way. It's a tale of love and regret. So not exactly reinventing the wheel, at least by today's standards. But when that classic melody kicks in and the lead character begins to dance, it always gets me. It really is beautiful. Not an easy dance to do justice to, though. I know it's always been Odette's dream to perform this piece, but I'm not sure she's really ready.
In that case, I think that even if she is Lelik, we should wait until her performance is over before we respond. I'll let you take it from here, comrade.
Back to Paimon. We're gonna meet both siblings, or just the new one we haven't met before?
How tiresome. Come on, keep up. Pick up the pace. How tiresome.
Are you doing with your crosswords?
Today. It's good that everything's going so smoothly. Next step is to head back to the theater and get a clear answer from Odette.
Could be easier said than done. Even if she's the one, she won't necessarily admit it. All words are crossed. I guess that's good.
Either way, Paimon doesn't get the sense that she's a bad person. Sure, she might have done some pretty extreme things, but Paimon bet she has her reasons. Maybe this is going too far, but like, with everything she's managed to do so far, wouldn't it make more sense in theory to be even more, you know, heavy-handed? Why leave a letter when she could, well, we know there are plenty of other ways to keep people in line, right? The point is, she could have gone further, but she didn't. So, if it is her, she's got some principles at least.
I want to believe in her too.
Yeah! Well, all you can do is follow the facts wherever they lead.
How are you feeling today?
No change, really. But that thing Paimon told you about yesterday? Paimon feels like she can sense it more clearly now.
Well, by the end of this, Paimon Compass is gonna show us the way.
Hearing you talk about your day makes Paimon itch for an adventure. If only she could be there with you so we could experience it all together.
Yeah, I wish you could be there too. I'm not used to adventuring alone. But don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of this.
Guess it's just one of those things. Never mind. Paimon will behave herself and keep resting.
If Odette is Lelek, she may well have inside information on Project Stuja. Her father was involved with the project's early implementation and tragically died in the process. Now, she's dedicated herself to bringing it to an end. It's hard to imagine she could have gotten this far without knowing anything at all about the Tsaritsa's true intentions. When she spoke to us as a member of the Fatui, how much did she let on? And how much was she hiding? Only time will tell. Maybe tomorrow everything will be answered.
Hey look! It's snowing! Could be a tough day ahead. Make sure you wrap up warm tomorrow.
Also, I'm glad I did not hold on to the end of Act 1 last time, because this has been going on much longer than I expected it to. Hehehe, I called it. New quest. The white curtain falls. I guess it's gonna take us 3 episodes to get through both acts. Are you crossing words again?
You're back! Paimon's been working
Yeah.
on the... Oh,
Back to the theater we go. We can teleport there. Well, not quite. Because something's gonna happen on the way there.
Take a break.
Still rooming.
How tiresome.
Well, we just entered an alternate reality. Yep. An alternate reality with special camera angles.
Ooh, it sure is cold today. I wonder how much heavier the snow's gonna get. Here to see Odette? I just need to see your tickets for the preview. Perfect. Thank you. I'll hold on to your tickets. Come on in. It's freezing outside.
How inviting.
I think I'll leave the Lelek question until after the show's over. Then I'll go find Odette.
Did it seem very empty? Oh no, there is people.
Child said he was originally going to come with Tonya. So I'm guessing Tonya's already here somewhere.
How easy can we tell her apart from everybody else?
Is there anyone here who looks like a Tonya? Let's see. It's a small audience. Makes sense for a preview. But wait, I do see some familiar faces.
None of those is Tonya though.
Mr. Chuganov's back again by the looks of it. Oh, and is that Mitya? And that Fatui officer, Valeri. Guess he must be playing cat and mouse with Mitya again. Oh no, it looks like the show's starting, and I still haven't found Tonya. Never mind. I'll just have to take a seat for now and see if I can catch her afterwards.
Does she look like a stork? More like a swan.
members of the audience. I'm a staff member here at the theater.
Audience freezes.
Today's performance was a very special one for us, as it marks the first attempt in a long time to revive the classic Snezhnayan ballet, Spirit Seeker. To commemorate this occasion, we would love to take a group photo of the cast, crew, and audience members present today. Could I kindly ask the audience to please come up onto the stage?
I feel you're setting something up. Is that Atonia over there?
All right, everyone, huddle in a little more. Now, look at the camera. 1, 2, 3.
Like that one seems the most child-coded. And also, she's real close to us. It's a very nice picture, though.
Are you quite satisfied, Mr. Energy Scientist? I rather hope you don't have any other escape plans to add to my workload today.
Well, I found your vision. It's right there, and that's Electra.
What are you talking about, Sarge? This was simply my way of inviting you to watch Miss Odette's new show with me. And wasn't the performance spectacular? In the future, I heartily encourage you to take a leaf out of my book. Find some soul-nourishing pastimes to enrich your time outside of work.
It was indeed a fine performance, but I must correct you on one point. This is not time outside of work. These are working hours.
Working hours and non-working hours are just a social construct. Human technology can never advance if we're too rigid in our thinking, Sarge.
May we leave now?
Already? I mean, I was kinda hoping to soak up the atmosphere for a little longer, but... No? Okay, guess I'm pushing my luck. Didn't seem like too much to ask, but fair enough. Off we go then, Sarge. Back to the land of working hours. Lead the way.
Yeah, no, those eyes and the hair color are like the same as child.
That has to be her. She's the only person in the audience around Tonia's age. Excuse me? Are you Tonia? Huh? Your brother's busy today, so I took his ticket. Don't worry about him. He's fine.
Oh, okay. Sorry for the trouble.
And she's dying.
What's wrong? Are you sick?
No, I'm fine. It's nothing.
Maybe she caught a cold on the way here because of the weather?
The weather is coming
I
inside.
haven't seen snow like this in a long, long time. It's most unusual.
Soon to be gone, yeah?
I know. It's completely white out there. You can barely see a thing. I've never seen such heavy snow in my life.
Let's wait it out for now. You'd be lucky not to freeze to death in this weather, let alone find your way.
Well, look at that. Maybe we shouldn't be in such a rush to get back after all. What do you think?
Let's wait and see.
Why do you need to take it so seriously? Fate has given us this wonderful chance to take a break. We owe it to ourselves to make the most of it.
You two are gonna be a comedy duo by the end of this.
Come to think of it, there's a small inn not far from here that always keeps plenty of extra blankets on hand for guests. I know the route well. Shall I head over and borrow a few blankets? That way, anyone in a hurry can wrap up warm for the journey back. Just remember to return them next time you're over this way.
Sir, there's really no need to go to all that trouble.
Hey, it's no trouble at all. Wait here, I'll be right back.
And he freezes to death.
What a kind gentleman. Very good. My wife and daughter are waiting for me at home, so I shall be heading back as soon as I get my blanket.
So... are you expecting us to go back to the Armory Palace wrapped in blankets too?
Don't worry about that. I made arrangements in advance. Should I not return to the Armory Palace within 3.5 hours after Operation Showtime begins, an armed squad will be sent to collect us.
Operation Showtime.
They will escort us back. You are one of our key military personnel, so any weather-related risks must be eliminated.
Operation Showtime? So, wait. Every single time you drag me back to work when I sneak out, it's a whole official operation?
But they also need blankets? You mean all the people coming to get them? Yes.
I gotta say, you've really turned this into quite a moral dilemma for me.
It's snowing pretty hard out there. I think you should stay here for now. You seem a little under the weather.
Sure. My brother might come pick me up in a bit anyway.
Time to get to work. I should head backstage and find Odette. I need to look her in the eye and ask her about Lelek.
Excuse me, are you looking for someone?
Maybe that's the safe question. Not look for one of the stars.
Ah, you're a friend of Elosha's. I think he's busy moving props backstage right now. Sorry, but that area is currently off limits to everyone except the cast and crew.
Huh. Bad timing, I guess. Well, I might as well stick around. I doubt Odette will be leaving before the snow lets up in any case.
She might, in fact, exactly use the snow to move around. An hour goes by. Are you sure you don't want to close the door?
What happened to the gentleman who went to fetch the blankets? How has he still not returned?
He froze to death.
I was thinking the same thing. It's still snowing very hard. Do you think something might have happened to him?
Maybe you should send one more person. And then one more person.
Whatever the reason for his delay, I must say I hate nothing more than people who make empty promises and fail to deliver. Well, I have to treat my employees like that on occasion, but that's different.
You seem anxious, Mr. Valeri.
Shouldn't your people have come by now?
It's been nearly 4 hours since I left the armory. The army should have arrived to extract us by now. They know how much I despise tardiness and disrupted plans. There's simply no reason that they shouldn't have shown up by now, barring exceptional circumstances.
Surely a snowstorm like this one counts as such.
Few things in this world can stop the Snezhnayan army, Mr. Mitya. And a snowstorm is certainly not one of them.
Why don't you go out and take a look? They might be right outside, waiting for your orders before they dare come in.
An absurd hypothesis. I have no intention of leaving your side for even a moment until I have escorted you back to the Armory Palace.
This doesn't look like an ordinary snowstorm to me. That guy who left earlier. It looked like he just vanished into thin air. Either that, or my eyes were playing tricks on me.
A man-eating snowstorm? Come on. Night hasn't even fallen yet. Spare us the ghost stories.
Well, we're in for a murder mystery in here.
Traveler, didn't know you were coming today. How come you didn't say anything?
Not sure how I should say this.
What is it? Something the matter? Tell me, I can help. Whoa, that's quite a snowstorm out there. I've been working backstage this whole time, so I didn't even notice. No wonder the audience hasn't left yet.
Huh. Is weather like this rare even in Snezhnaya?
Yeah, snow like this. I'm sure I've seen it out in the wild before, but never in the city. Actually, I take that back. I don't think I've seen snow this bad even in the wild. This is something else. It's not normal.
So is the monster angry?
If even Alosha thinks snow like this isn't normal, could it have anything to do with that monster people have been talking about?
Thanks, Li Huan, for following up on me.
We can't stay cooped up here forever. Someone needs to go out and take a look.
Should I go with you?
No need. I have plenty of experience with snowstorms. Besides, I work here while you're an audience member. I should be the one to do it.
And we never saw Ayosha again.
Everyone by the door. Careful not to let the snow soak into your shoes. In a snowstorm, you gotta look after your toes above all else.
Heading out, my man? Be careful. I've been told the snowstorm eats people alive.
Thanks for the advice. I am planning to be careful. I just want to take a quick look at the situation out there.
Oh, you survived?
He's back! He's back! How was it? What's going on out there?
Did you see any soldiers patrolling the area?
Something about this storm isn't right. There's no one out there. I didn't see a single soul. And something in the air gives me the creeps.
The ghost stories continue.
This isn't your average snowstorm. I suspect it might be related to recent events in our nation. I strongly advise everyone to stay here until the snow dies down.
Are you serious? So all of us are trapped here now? That sounds a little far-fetched to me.
You want to go outside and see? I, for one, am not risking my neck in that weather.
This just turned from a minor delay into a major hassle.
We can only hope that our friend who went to fetch the blankets just ditched us and went home.
Is it really that bad? But my daughter, I won't be able to read her a bedtime story tonight.
I think that might not be your biggest problem, Chugunov.
Huh? What are you all still doing here? Whoa! It's snowing hard!
I'm surprised Odette did not mysteriously vanish on us.
So now we're stuck here? Oh, this is terrible. Luckily, it was just a dress rehearsal today, so there aren't too many people here. On the bright side, the theater's always well stocked with supplies. If the snow still doesn't let up as we get into the evening, you can spend the night here, everyone. At least, I assume that's alright? Odette?
Fine by me.
This seems like a sensible backup plan under the circumstances. My thanks to the theater for being so accommodating.
What are you staring outside and praying for, my man? You anxious to get home too?
Oh, your majesty the Tsaritsa, I beg you, please do not let tonight's snowstorm stop.
What?
This is a golden opportunity to spend the night under the same roof as the two top stars in all of Snezhnaya. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
I hope you're not saying that with your wife behind your back.
I think I've changed my mind.
If we kill someone, let's start with that.
Sir, if you so much as look at us funny, you'll be seeing stars in a whole other way. Behave yourself, or you'll be begging for that blizzard.
It's getting colder. We need to keep the indoor temperature up.
Well, things are getting heated.
Close the door and lock it tight. Let's head somewhere warmer.
We should have done that to begin with. Wraith's Nocturne. Hey, let's take a look at this nice warm picture again. Talk to everybody, I assume. Oh, check the group photo in the inventory for details on everyone. So there's more to that thing than... The Korolevsky troupe held the first public trial of performance of the ballet Spirit Seeker, capturing this commemorative photo with all the attending cast, crew, and audience members. Oh yeah. Tonia, the younger sister of Tatalia. He talks about her so often that this is the first time you've actually met her in person. Though in poor health and prone to coughing, she's excited about spending the night away from home. Li Huan, me, the fourth descender, a traveler from beyond the stars. Odette, the principal ballerina of the Korolevsky troupe, also a member of the Fatui and a candidate to become the next Harbinger, the Fair Lady. She is additionally suspected of having another identity, Lelek, who operates from the shadows. Valerie, head of the Special Assignment Battalion, Armory Palace Royal Grenadier Guards, 1st Regiment. As a soldier, he places great importance on planning and timing. We did read that already today. That's a good picture of her. A member of the Rocket, she cares deeply about the welfare of ordinary people. Mitya. Nobody knows. No details on this person yet. Rampana, a staff member of the Korolevsky Theater. Drawn there by dreams of celebrity lifestyle, she now handles duties such as announcing performances and hosting events. She can occasionally get a little too fixated on things. Chugunov, owner of the Iskra manufacturing plant and a member of the Snezhnaya. He carefully maintains the image of a devoted family man and deeply loves his wife and daughter. The factory he operates is known for excessive energy waste. No details on this mercenary yet. Ayosha, a hunter from Alatir and a member of the Rokot. He often takes part-time jobs at the Korolevsky Theater to make ends meet. He may well have been the first friend you made after arriving in Snezhnaya. Kulesh, a staff member at the Korolevsky Theater, exceptionally diligent and reliable. He rarely makes mistakes. Regular theatergoers know him well. He has long been responsible for checking tickets at the entrance. He also seems to be a fan of Odette. Now, who would be killed? Still guessing this guy goes first. Still hoping this guy goes first. But yeah, this is shaping up to be a murder mystery.
And then there's the aristocrats. Easiest of all to deal with. You don't need to use any force whatsoever. All you have to do is show them the rope you plan to tie them up with. Do you know why?
And here's the murderer.
I don't. Do tell.
Because nothing horrifies them more than the thought of a cheap, coarse rope leaving creases on their precious million more coat. They'll do whatever you ask to avoid that fate.
Unexpected, but funny nonetheless. Tell me another one.
Well, look at that. I got myself a new listener. Hey there, Let me introduce myself. The name's Shram, and I'm a mercenary. The kind that gets paid to do odd jobs for rich folks.
Shram means Ska, so yeah, probably.
And I am Chuganov, an entrepreneur. If my name is unfamiliar to you, you will no doubt have heard of my factory, the renowned Iskra manufacturing plant.
I am Li Huan.
Are you really that famous, Mr. Chuganov? How come I've never heard your name before?
Excuse me? Is that a joke? Or are you being serious?
Oh, I'll have to ask my rope later. He's probably tied up more entrepreneurs than I've ever heard of.
Joking. Yes. Okay, not Odette's room.
How are you feeling, Tonya?
I'm fine. Sorry to worry you. I'm used to it by this point. I take medicine for it. My brother usually helps to get it ready for me.
Okay. So you did not get a cold from the weather today?
Chad must take great care of his sister. He's never mentioned Tonya's illness, though.
You know, I actually find this whole thing kind of exciting. Stuck in a strange place thanks to a snowstorm, having to spend the night with a bunch of interesting characters. It's pretty cool, don't you think?
You're right. It's certainly a novel experience. I'm sure most kids share that wish. I'm not sure about that, but yes, it feels like a novel.
Exactly. It's like one of those stories where an ordinary school trip turns into a magical adventure. I've always wanted something like that to happen in real life. I'm fine, really. Just got a little overexcited.
Look after yourself. Otherwise, your brother will come after me.
My husband has major trust issues. To him, I doubt even this snowstorm is a good enough excuse for me to stay out all night.
Okay, you two are not married.
That's the price of marrying into wealth. You'll get used to it. I'm not about to stop you if you want to leave. But don't drag me along. Hello? Can I help you?
Clearly not.
My husband has...
That's the price of marriage. Hello?
This conversation was short, so I used them to check if they all just repeat.
This is highly irregular. A delay of over an hour during an operation like this theoretically warrants a Harbinger-level response. I wonder what the issue is. The storm, or something else.
Sarge, the day you learn to let go and just enjoy moments like this is the day you'll finally understand the meaning of life. Ah, why, hello, ma'am. I believe you were the one sitting at a nearby table back at Podvorye restaurant?
Yeah, sure.
Any friend of the theater's star performers is a friend of mine. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Mitya, from the Energy Commission.
Greetings. Major Valeri, head of the Special Assignments Battalion. Armory Palace Royal Grenadier Guards, 1st Regiment. I am here to ensure Mr. Mitya's personal safety. Please let me know if I can be of any assistance.
I'm Li Huan. Delighted to meet you both.
Miss Traveler, I cannot help but notice that Miss Odette is stealing glances at me. Any idea what that could be about?
You're going to be killed.
I've racked my brains, but I can't think of anything I might have done to offend her. Perhaps she noticed me spacing out during her performance?
No idea. Keep racking those brains, you'll figure it out.
What? You mean I really did do something to upset her? Well, thanks for letting me know.
So, Mr. Mitya, is your work related to Project Stuja?
Yes, that's right. The higher-ups in the Fatui transferred me from the Energy Commission to the Armory Palace because they wanted me to...
Hello, Scarf.
Really? I can't even talk about that? Pretty sure it counts as part of my private life.
Is he controlling the Scarf?
All right, I won't say anything. Sorry, Traveler. As you can see, I'm afraid this pleasant chat will have to end here.
If he is controlling it, and it makes these thumb up symbols because of him, then yes, they will be the comedy troupe of this journey. Yeah.
I don't think it's ever been this lively backstage before. I didn't know you were coming today. Hey, have you seen Chuganov? I heard he was coming today. Have you spoken to him at all?
Why not really? Yes, I have seen him.
I'm with you. This could be just the chance we need.
Yeah, I gotta figure out a way to coax some more intel out of him. I want to know why he suddenly changed his stance on Project Stuzha. What exactly happened before the most recent Vetcha vote?
For the Rokad, or just out of personal interest?
Should you really be mentioning that so loud every time?
Shh! There are other people around. Don't say the R word.
At least someone's listening to me.
I have to say, even though today was a rehearsal and there were some hiccups along the way, Miss Odette's performance was one of the best I've ever seen, even compared to an actual show.
Oh, I couldn't agree more, especially considering the weight of the subject matter. It takes a truly seasoned professional to do justice to a theme like love and regret. Do you think we were coming on too strong? Odette's ignoring us again.
What about you? What did you think of today's performance?
Actually, I wasn't paying much attention. I think you could be more expressive.
Huh. That's actually a more insightful critique than I was expecting. My mother would agree. She's always thought that was my biggest flaw. Maybe I need to work on making my facial expressions appear more natural. I'll make sure to save a ticket for you when the show's performance ready.
This doesn't seem like the time or place to bring up the subject of Lelek. I need a chance to speak with her in private.
So unfair. Talk about double standards.
And now it looks like I've been spotted.
People-
You know Mitya too?
People are not liking each other. Nobody trusts anyone. This is perfect.
No, I don't. I just have a feeling that he might be dangerous.
So you think?
How's it looking, Alosha?
No change from this afternoon. Heavy snow with no sign of slowing down.
May I have your attention, please? The storm is unlikely to stop tonight, and it'll be even more dangerous outside at night than it was during the day. We at the theater owe everyone here a duty of care. Therefore, we strongly suggest that you stay on site overnight and avoid going outside unless absolutely necessary. In a few short moments, we'll give you a tour of the theater's various quarters. You can choose to sleep in the VIP room, the office, or backstage. Or on the stage if you'd prefer. We won't mind.
Who will we eat first? Possibly fish is on the table.
I'll pass on sleeping on the stage. What if the snow is stopped by tomorrow morning? The early birds in the audience might think we're part of some experimental new show.
A drama about sleeping? That could be fun. Maybe we could come up with a title for the production.
Sleeping Beauty? The Slumbering Heavenly Principles?
What? Gotta admit, I didn't get that one.
Anyone who doesn't wish to sleep on the stage, please follow me. I'll show you to the rooms.
And then nobody slept on the stage.
I guess I'll call it a night. Though I feel like I won't sleep very well without Paimon here. I'm sure she'll be worried that I haven't made it back yet. But as long as she looks out the window, she'll probably realize what's holding me up.
Yeah. This would be the best time to have some emergency food.
I wonder if she's feeling any better yet. At least she hasn't been getting any worse. Still, I should try and get back first thing tomorrow morning.
Now what?
Ah, finally. Welcome back to the world of the living, lazy bones. I was about to wake you. The black mist is almost on us.
Are we in the Shadow Realm? What black mist? Where are we?
Still waking up, huh? You know, the black mist. It's been chasing us from below ever since we were born. You're just dozy. There's no way you've forgotten.
Your usual weird space-time paradox, like in the previous chapter. That's what you meant. I wasn't quite sure what you meant with that.
Come on, let's keep heading up. Onwards and upwards is the only way to survive. Don't listen to a word those Black Mist cultists say.
Here we go again. That endless march toward survival.
It might also just be a nightmare, though.
What's going on? That black mist down there is creeping me out. And it's rising. Guess I should head upwards and get away from it.
The Black Mist cultists believe that being swallowed by the Black Mist leads to everlasting peace.
Yeah, okay.
But if you ask me, they're just lying to themselves. We're the only heretics left. The only ones who refuse to give in. We have to keep going.
But how do you actually know that they're wrong?
Dangerous question there, Torgov. The moment your faith wavers, you start a chain reaction that ends in the collapse of your will. Put the question out of your mind. Stay strong and believe that the Black Mist means certain death.
Okay, but it's not my mind that's the problem. My body's about to give up on me. It's already starting to falter.
Are you still coming down there?
I can't do this anymore. I've had enough of being forever on the run. What's the point of it all?
All this will pass eventually, I promise. Keep fighting. It will be worth it.
You accuse the Black Mist cultists of being liars. But you're lying too. There is no end to this path. It keeps going up forever. There was never any hope to begin with.
Hey, I finally saw his vision. It's on his leg.
The cult of the Black Mist has poisoned your mind, Sobolova. Are you
It's
thinking
over
of giving up
there.
as well?
I am. I think I'll take my chances with the Black Mist over this perpetual torture.
As much as I detest the Black Mist cultists, I'm just too weary.
Then I bid you both farewell. Let me put my personal opinions aside for a moment and say, I hope that you both find peace within the Black Mist.
So we're just gonna give up on them.
Fate always appears so impossibly complicated. But at moments like this, its raw simplicity is laid bare. Their fate was sealed from the instant they entertained doubt. From then on, the outcome was both inevitable and irreversible. Let's go. Torgov and Sobolova are gone. I never thought the day would come when even they would be swallowed by the black mist. It's just you and me now.
Is it just me, or has the black mist stopped moving?
Yes, it looks like it's satisfied. For now. This happens from time to time, but it won't be long before the black mist starts chasing survivors once again. No one knows how to stop its advance for good. Well, we should make the most of the precious moments of rest that those two bought for us. Huh? Are you really that sleepy, traveler?
Somebody, come quick!
So, did those two get killed?
What is it, Chuganov? What's wrong? Huh?
Is it morning already? What's all the commotion? Sounds like it's coming from next door. I should check and see what's going on.
Maybe I am the murderer, somehow. Lelek's confession.
Don't look, Miss Tonya. Stay here. Okay.
What happened to them?
Two people are lying down in the room, completely still, as if they are still asleep. But your gut tells you that they are not sleeping. Somehow you can sense it in your bones. This is what death looks like.
These two people have passed away. And the strange thing is that somehow I knew this was going to happen. I knew that they would be the ones to die.
Well, yeah, I did ask for him to die. I didn't involve her, though.
Have I seen this moment before? Or did I have some kind of premonition? I can't remember what it was.
Let me take a look. No vital signs in either of them. They're dead. The cause of death, however, remains unclear. No wounds on the bodies, no signs of a struggle, and no skin discoloration caused by the buildup of toxins.
Did they freeze to death?
But just last night, they were chatting and joking away. This is so sudden.
Could they have had pre-existing medical conditions? Even then, the odds of them both dying of sudden complications on the same night are extremely low.
It's hard to believe that they died of natural causes, nor does this appear to be a suicide.
Are you suggesting they were murdered?
Who was the first to discover the bodies?
It was me. But these deaths have nothing to do with me, officer. I got up early because I wanted to see if the snow had stopped. Then I noticed that the door to this room was open, and it looked like there was a man and woman inside. I just went over to see what was going on. I had no idea they were...
Guess they got drunk a bit too much last night.
I can corroborate this. I was doing my morning exercises near the stage. When I saw Mr. Chuganov heading this way, I followed him. I can also confirm that I didn't see a single person approach that room before him.
The snowstorm was raging all night, and it's still going now. There's no way someone could have come in from outside, correct?
Must have been Blanket Guy.
You mean an intruder? No, not possible. I slept by the door last night as a precaution. There's no way I wouldn't have noticed if anyone had tried to open it.
Everyone, split into pairs and search the theater for anyone in hiding or any signs of suspicious activity. I'll follow up with a full search of my own shortly. Go. There is no time to waste.
You should make random pairs in case two people are working together. With Tonya.
Nothing on your end either?
Backstage is clear. No signs of suspicious activity.
We checked the basement. Also clear. I don't think there's anywhere here that a living person could hide.
I didn't find anything either.
Are we certain that the theater doesn't have a back door? Or any tunnel or passageway wide enough for a person to fit through?
Hey, Valeri, where's your friend?
No, there's nothing like that. If people were sneaking in through some secret tunnel to avoid buying a ticket, we'd have sealed it off ages ago. I also checked the windows. All of them are locked from the inside, and there's no sign of anyone entering or leaving.
It sounds like we can
Oh,
safely
there he
rule out
is.
the intruder theory. If anyone came in during the night in this weather, there'd be no way for them to avoid leaving footprints or water stains.
Are you gonna play the role of detective?
This can only mean one thing. It's like one of those murder mysteries you see in novels and plays, isn't it? The ones where the killer is one of us.
We can't quite jump to that conclusion just yet.
Could he be right? It's hard to imagine something like that happening in real life. Set in a theater during a snowstorm, a murder takes place and the killer is among us. It's such a classic trope that it seems unbelievable.
Maybe this is all just a theater performance.
Looking at who the killer targeted and the clean entry and exit. It all adds up. I know what this is. It's obvious now that I think about it.
What is? What have you figured out?
Both victims were wealthy, well-known local merchants. And the door was deliberately left open so I would discover the bodies and witness the crime scene first thing in the morning. Such ruthless methods. This was your doing, wasn't it, Lelik?
Lelik?
You mean Lelik is among us? And he's the killer?
Lelik. I know this code name. Member of the Rokot, anti-Project Snezhnaya. Always works alone. I've read the case files at the Armory Palace. Walk me through your reasoning, Mr. Chuganov. What do you know about Lelik?
Tonya killed them. Yes, she coughed them to death.
What now, huh? What now, Lelik? What more do you want from me? I already voted against Project Snezhnaya at the Snezhnaya Vecha. You snuck into my house the other day while I was asleep. Left a threatening letter. And I did all that you asked. But Project Snezhnaya cannot be so easily shaken. Not with the rooster in charge.
So he really was threatened by Lelik. That makes sense.
And now you're resorting to murder to threaten me. Isn't that right? I knew it. The Rokot despises the rich. The lives of the wealthy are but refuse in your eyes. Show yourself! Which one of you is Lelik, Tell me! I'll do whatever you want! Just stop playing these mind games!
Was this really Lelek's doing? Would Odette really do something like this?
You do realize that you just randomly said Odette's name when Lelik came up, and that's how we all spiraled into being suspicious of her.
If Odette really is Lelik, this seems out of character. But then again, how well do I really know her? I'm probably the only one here with a compelling theory about Lelik's true identity. But if I reveal it now, I'll be putting Odette in the line of fire. What should I do?
I don't think it's likely that Lelik killed anyone. At least from the stories I've heard, he's never killed anyone before, and his name has never come up in connection with any murder cases. Besides, even if Lelik did want to threaten you, why resort to such an extreme and roundabout method? It's not his style at all.
Vodianitsa doesn't know that Lelik might be Odette, but her assessment is pretty much identical to mine.
Miss Vodianitsa, why do you suddenly feel the need to speak in Lelik's defense?
Defense? Oh, no, it's just... I'm worried that we're jumping to conclusions here, so I wanted to share my point of view. Also, I don't think the Rokot is as bad as you're making it out to be.
Well, if you think I'm so wrong, what's your theory then, Why don't you tell us who the killer is?
The case is still evolving, Mr. Chuganov. Please do not prevent others from expressing their opinions so early on in the discussion.
Even so, there's no denying that the recent threat received by Mr. Chuganov may well be an important clue.
So there's still a good chance that Lelik is right here among us. I can't do this anymore. I don't care if it's still snowing outside. I have to get out of here.
Whoa, take a beat. We all know it's far too dangerous out there. Even the soldiers couldn't get to us. Go out that door, and you might not live to tell the tale. And whoever this Lelik is, they're surely not going to murder anyone in broad daylight. Be sensible, my man. You're safer inside.
As much as I regret having to say this, I'd like everyone to cooperate and refrain from exiting the premises until further notice. Because as things stand, every one of us is now a suspect. Unless anyone has further information to share, let's adjourn for now. Feel free to keep searching for clues, but make sure you don't go off alone.
Let's accuse everybody. Starting with Mitya.
You seem to be very comfortable taking charge, Major. You took the reins as soon as things went south.
I simply made an executive decision that someone needed to take control of the situation on the military's behalf. Does this offend you?
No, quite the opposite. We feel much safer for it. By the way, what does Major mean exactly? Is it a pretty high rank?
It's a pretty major rank, I would say.
I still find it hard to believe there's a murderer among us. Just last night, I imagined we were like classmates out on a hiking trip. There's no guarantee that you can trust your classmates, especially not when you're locked up together.
Why did they do this? Was it for money? Even then, they could have just kidnapped the people. They didn't have to die.
Maybe they're not really dead. Maybe it is just a play. Just play along, I guess. Open your quest screen or inventory to examine that picture for possible intel. Oh, good. I see a future of many red X's coming at us. Just checking if there's any new details. An independent mercenary, unaffiliated with any mercenary organization. Flexible in the jobs he takes, he often works for Snezhnaya nobles. Outgoing and humorous, he has an endless supply of mercenary jokes. A wealthy businesswoman who began her career selling fashionable cold-weather clothing. Later, she married into a prominent family to expand her business. Nowadays, however, it seems that her business has instead been absorbed by that family. Deceased during the night. A wealthy businessman who made his fortune in the energy industry. With support from the Northland Bank, his business grew larger and larger. At some point, however, it began to feel as though the Northland Bank had become the only truly calling the shots. Deceased during the night.
You're right, that was my bad. It was a knee-jerk reaction. I didn't think it through. Luckily, no one suspected my identity.
Hello.
Oh, phew. It's just you. I thought someone was eavesdropping.
The guy has a fist. He can kill with the fist. Murderer!
Since Vodianitsa and I were on the same page earlier, I think I should share my thoughts with the Rokot members first.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you serious? I don't know if this counts as gossip, but it's definitely on track to be the juiciest this whole year. Odette? Really? Odette? Oh god, how dumb does this make me look? Lelek has been right under my nose this whole time, and I didn't notice a thing.
It is only a theory.
Actually, it's exactly what you'd expect. Sometimes, hiding in plain sight is the best strategy.
And now that you mention it, the more I think about it, the more sense it seems to make. It all adds up. What are we up to now? 1, 2, 3, 4...
What are you counting?
Odette's identities. She's my coworker, specifically a ballerina, and also a Fatous, a member of the Rokot. Now, Lelek. It must be so exhausting. I just want to give her a hug. I guess since I've always known her as a member of the Fatui, it never even crossed my mind that she could be involved with the Rokot, let alone be Lelek. I don't understand. If she's with the Fatui, what reason could she have for being so opposed to Project Stusha?
I thought you told him everything, Li Huan.
Probably best if you ask her that in person.
Well, since you waited until now to bring this up instead of announcing it to everyone earlier, does that mean we're all on the same page here?
She doesn't seem like the type to kill innocent people.
Yeah. Lelek may not follow orders from the Rokot leadership, but as far as I'm concerned, she's never crossed the line. If anything, her actions benefit the poor. We need to confront her face to face.
Do you think she'd really admit to being Lelek?
I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. For now, we'll work on the assumption that she didn't kill anyone, and see how much she's willing to tell us. Now's our chance. Odette's alone. Let's go.
Let's do this immediately.
Hey, Odette.
What is it, you guys?
Shh. Keep your voice down. We need to talk. So, you're Lelek, aren't you? Alright, fine. You don't have to say anything or explain yourself. Just hear me out first. None of us believes you kill innocent people. Whoever murdered those 2 people last night, it wasn't you. Traveler was the first to figure out your identity, but she kept quiet during the discussion just now. Still, It's clear where the group consensus is heading. Everyone believes Lelik is the culprit. If your identity is exposed, you'll be in a really bad spot.
I'm not Lelik, you idiots.
We're your colleagues, and we know what kind of person you are. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. So, can you clue us in? Tell us everything. The more we know, the more easily we'll be able to cover for you.
Alright. Yes, I'm Lelik. And no, I'm not the murderer.
Never mind.
And thanks, but I don't need you to cover for me. Actually, I'm planning to reveal my identity.
Huh? You're gonna reveal that you're Lelik? Here?
That's right. I'll admit I was surprised at first when Chuganov guessed that I was here. It was just a lucky guess, but it caught me off guard. But after taking some time to assess the situation and confirm where everyone stands, I don't believe I have anything to worry about.
Are you sure you don't need a second opinion? Given the circumstances.
Mr. Valeri! What?
Well then, that went fast.
So... Odette is Lelik?
I don't know what game you're playing, but you've got a lot of nerve.
It's just one identity. So what if it's exposed? I can disappear and adopt a new identity anytime I please. I made my peace with this when I chose to become Lelik. But more importantly, I promise I am not the murderer, which means that someone else is. So, if anyone still insists that I did this, you'd best produce the evidence now. Otherwise, I suggest that you bite your tongue. Because if you really believe I killed 2 people without making a sound or leaving a trace, pointing fingers at me would surely only make you my next target.
Is this really the truth, Miss Odette?
That's confidence, all right. I believe you.
A real no-nonsense attitude. I can see why Marionette said that she's on track to inherit the title of the Fair Lady.
Are you seriously buying this? Hey, officer! She just admitted to being Lelik. Aren't you going to do something about this?
I do have one question, Miss Odette. Why have you chosen this moment to come forward and reveal your identity?
If I didn't say anything, everyone would be focusing all their efforts on finding Lelik. And that is exactly what the real culprit wants. I don't want to be the scapegoat who lets the murderer get away with this crime.
Despite all the accusations, she made the smart choice. A remarkable display of rational thinking under pressure. Clearly, Odette's talent extends far beyond the art of dance.
She thought so far ahead. Why do I always feel like I'm one step behind her in everything?
You've convinced me. Dealing with the murder case remains the top priority right now. Let's put the name Lelik and all related incidents aside until further notice.
We can arrest you after this.
Nevertheless, the group still considers you the prime suspect. I assume you have no quarrel with that, Miss Odette?
I understand. You're welcome to keep an eye on me around the clock. I have no objections.
Mr. Chuganov?
For my wife and daughter's sake, I'll let you off the hook for now. But don't think you're forgiven for breaking into my house and threatening me. Just wait till we get out of here, Lelik. We'll settle the score then.
And then time passes. put at the knight's
Good work,
table.
Lilac guard team, and Lilac too. Here, have some hot water.
Great drink, that.
Turns out Valeri knew about my exploits, so now I've been told I have to guard Lelek with him.
Shouldn't you be facing my way if you're guarding me? At the moment, it looks more like you're my bodyguards.
If the true culprit is indeed still at large, as you have claimed, we must keep our guard up against them also.
Don't worry, Tonya. We'll get through this. Once the snow stops, the officials will step in. The investigation will get easier, and then we'll be safe.
But once the snow stops, won't everyone just leave?
You're gonna miss us, huh? Well, some of us work at the theaters, so we'll still be here. I'll even give you a special backstage pass.
Really, Miss Vodyanitsa? That's awesome! You've made a fan for life.
Too bad my life is gonna be really short because I'm sick and also possibly a murder victim.
Aw, you're so cute, Tonya. All right, let's swear to it. I promise to give you the pass, and you promise to never change your mind about being my fan.
Promise.
Don't indulge her, Tonya. You don't have to swear an oath over things like that.
You really do get carried away sometimes, don't you, Miss Vodyanitsa?
Hey, mind your own business.
You just suddenly start singing sometimes.
Don't be nervous, Miss Waterimp. Everyone's here. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Excuse me? Do I look nervous? Don't be ridiculous.
No. You sound nervous, lass.
Oh. Wait, but how... Okay, plenty of people know that I'm a water imp, but still... How come you understand our primary mode of expression?
Primary mode of expression? I've not come across that concept before. Do enlighten me, Vodyanitsa.
Well, it's just... We water imps tend to communicate our emotions to each other by singing, rather than facial expressions. The emotions we convey through song take precedence over our facial expressions. So, we think of it as our primary mode of expression.
I'm impressed, Shram. I didn't take you for a man of culture, but you're clearly rather learned.
It's not about being cultured or not. The thing is, this mode of expression can usually only be understood by other water imps. It's not a simple case of a song sounding happy or sad. And yet, you're clearly human, Mr. Shram.
Surely he's hiding something under this bandana.
It's really not the big deal you're making it out to be. I think I just have a knack for it. Plus, I have a... very close friend who's a water imp. A delightful lady. But keep that a secret. Anyway, we spent so much time together that before I knew it, I noticed I could understand her expressions.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Still, the fact that you have a water imp friend is even more surprising. I'd better watch what I'm singing when I'm around you from now on.
Hey, what are you implying? You're not secretly insulting the audience in your songs, are you?
Chuganov, you're very quick to accuse.
Heavens, why would I do a thing like that?
It's getting late. We should discuss our sleeping arrangements for tonight. To guard against the killer, someone needs to keep watch.
Especially not the killer.
I suggest that we don't sleep in separate quarters tonight. It will be safer if we all stay together.
As long as someone keeps an eye on Lelik, I'm quite sure we won't have any trouble.
Are you saying that you wish to bet your life on Miss Odette being the killer?
Nonsense. Of course not.
Then I propose the following arrangement for tonight. The Traveler, Odette, and I will form the Night Watch. We'll sleep in shifts, but 2 of us must be awake at any given time.
Fine by me.
An excellent idea. This allows us to handle the night watch while also keeping an eye on Lelik. Meanwhile, the rule of taking shifts in pairs resolves the other issue. Namely that we can't necessarily trust the Traveler or Valeri either. I expect that plan took you quite some time to come up with, didn't it?
Actually, our field combat manual outlines a similar approach. Although the scenario there involves guarding prisoners overnight during field operations. That being said, I must clarify that I harbor no disrespect towards you personally, Miss Odette. In fact, Lelik's numerous covert operations make fine textbook examples for military agents.
I care less about respect and more about the fact that you just robbed me of 2/3 of my sleep tonight. I'm calling dibs on being the first to rest. Good night.
Well, I'm going second. Night falls. Everyone is sleeping on the stage, making for a scene right off an absurdist theater. Eventually, the time comes for the first shift change and the first act.
It's almost time. We should wake Odette. How are you faring?
Not sleepy. You get some sleep. I'll go after you. I'm going third.
Oh, not going to argue with that. I'll take a quick nap. If you start to feel sleepy, wake me up anytime.
It's finally time for Odette and I to share the night watch. I should wake her up.
Finally, some alone time with her.
I came here to get information from her in the first place. Maybe I should think about what questions I want to ask before she wakes up.
Too late.
How long are you gonna keep staring at me?
Oh, you're awake. But it didn't even wake you yet.
Couldn't sleep. My mind's been running haywire. Plus, there's something I've been meaning to talk to you about.
You too?
I had a hunch that you wanted a conversation too. Let's take this chance to clear the air, shall we? I just had a simple question for you, really. It's, Rosaline. In her final moments, did she have any last words or anything?
Not that I remember. It all happened so fast.
I see. Well, that was all. I have no other questions.
Do you miss her?
No. She was utterly ruthless in pursuing her goals. That kind of person should be hard to miss.
She said, as her last words. Does that mean anything special to you?
And yet, even though I never approved of her methods, and she was an abrasive person, the fact remains that I am indebted to her.
I heard a little about that from Sandroni.
Oh, she told you. I guess that makes sense. I think she and Rosaline were on pretty good terms.
Still, she didn't know the full details.
Yes. Rosaline wasn't the kind to gossip about this sort of thing. Not that it's any huge secret to me, though. When I was a child, I had to join the Fatui for the sake of my mother and me. I trained under Rosaline. It was extremely grueling, and it didn't exactly come naturally to me. All I could do was try to ignore the biting cold and practice. I was a newcomer who'd managed to make a good first impression on a harbinger. There was pressure to live up to her expectations, to be worthy of the fair lady's reputation. Every day was a struggle against the cold, pain, and fatigue. And most nights, I struggled to fall asleep. After enduring all that, I've become almost immune to the sensation of pain. I suppose that was the cost of survival.
So, can you go out in a snowstorm and leave? Without dying?
Surely, any child who had to experience that would grow to hate her lot in life. Don't you think?
You really paid an enormous price.
So, I put an equal amount of effort into my ballet. Because in my young mind, that was the only way to defy my fate. It was my way of telling her, the Fatui's demands and your expectations of me are not what I wish for. One day, I will leave. I think she probably blamed my poor performance in training on my passion for ballet. She knew my heart wasn't in it. One time, when I was secretly practicing a dance at night, she suddenly showed up. I knew she was there to catch me red-handed. I told her, "You don't deserve to watch the dance I learned from my mother." She looked stunned. I guess she was surprised that I lashed out first, before she had the chance. But strangely enough, on that occasion, she wasn't fierce with me like she was during training. Instead, she fell silent for a moment, and then left. After that, she never interfered with my dancing or asked me how it was going. She never came to watch me dance again either. Not even once.
She was a very proud person.
She was. But even now, whenever I take out this core Ignis, I can't help but think of that night. Of the look on her face.
So this was a gift from her.
Sort of. Although gift might be too kind a term. This is her flame sealed within ice. A symbol of her favor, yes, but also her way of keeping an eye on people. She knew the location of every piece of core Ignis. If any recipient started acting suspiciously, she'd be on to them immediately. Trust her to make even a mark of approval feel suffocating. So, when news of Rosaline's death reached Snezhnaya, many people immediately crushed their core Ignis. It gave them a profound sense of relief, like they'd broken free from her shackles. But I kept mine. With my sensitivity to pain being as dull as it is, the warmth from this core Ignis is one of the few things I can still feel clearly. I still wonder, did she really come to stop me that night? I wasn't sure, but I was scared, so I said some really awful things. I guess she didn't leave anything behind. Not that I expected her to. It's fine. It's just a bit of a shame that we couldn't settle our differences before the end.
Wait, but Zandroni told me you two had settled things.
Mm-hmm. She did. Are you sure she was talking about this event?
She said that Archon gave Rosaline some advice. That Rosaline went to see you.
Huh. No, she didn't. I didn't even find out that she'd gone to Mondstadt until a while after she'd left. Wait, in that case...
I think you should go and see the knave.
Okay, I will. Thanks for letting me know.
You should go, right now, through the snow.
There's something I'm trying to figure out. I'm beginning to suspect that Paimon's mystery illness is being caused by the energy research behind Project Stuja. Paimon's very important to me, so I have to get to the bottom of this. I figured that since you're Lelek, you might know something about all this.
The ultimate goal of this energy experiment is to create a weapon for the final battle.
Off the game.
The weapon's construction was completed in Nodcry. Now, all that remains is to arm it with a sufficiently powerful energy.
So that's what they were doing at the Experimental Design Bureau.
Yes. The weapon's development and all the related experiments are overseen by Lord Piero, the Jester. And the lab is located deep within the Armory Palace. I'm not sure why this experiment would be making Paimon feel unwell, though. The best way to get to the bottom of it would be to go there in person. Once we get out of here, I'll help you apply for an entry permit.
Are you sure? Let's not forget that you're also a Fatous.
And I'm hardly the organization's proudest member, as you know. You answered my question about Rosaline. I want to do you a favor in return. It's that simple.
Sorry, let me get this straight. I have a fish line here. If I hit you with it on the head, you won't feel anything? No. You will not feel anything. I wouldn't be surprised if he listened to all of that.
Huh? What's wrong? Are you not feeling well?
You two seem to be hitting it off.
They can. Just act normal.
I thought you were sleeping.
Of course I was. In the military, one learns to fall asleep quickly, even in the most inhospitable environments. It's vital to staying alert and energized. Why? Is something wrong?
No, nothing. Yes, staying natural.
Even if he was awake, he can't have overheard us, right?
Oh, he definitely did.
Well, thank you both for keeping watch. Traveler, I'll take over for now. It's your turn to get some sleep.
Sure.
Be sure to also overhear them.
This is our second night here, but at least I found out a little more about Paimon's condition. I hope she's been sleeping well the past couple of days. Huh. Why do I feel like I'm being watched?
Well, there might be a reason.
Seriously? Is this payback for when I stared at her earlier? But I thought she was asleep. Never mind. I'd better try and get some sleep myself.
And back to the nightmare we go.
Hey, what are you spacing out for? Are you reaching your limit too?
Are you two dying next? Where are we? I don't know where this is, and yet it feels strangely familiar.
How long have we been walking for? Do you remember?
Time's lost all meaning. Ever since we noticed that thing above our heads. What was it called again?
Bed.
A star key? Or key star? Anyway, the person who named it was swallowed by the black mist.
Whatever it's called, ever since we noticed it, we've been walking up and up, hoping that as long as we reach it, we can find a way out of this place.
Only the playable characters must stay alive.
But it seems like no matter how far we walk, we never get any closer.
You know when things get serious, when the playable characters start dying?
Well, we've come this far. You never know. Maybe we're almost there? Come on, enough moping. Let's go. The black mist is catching up.
It sure is.
We got ourselves a straggler.
Oh, good.
Monsters! Watch out!
Fine.
Not again! I've lost count of how many times we run into them. Be careful.
Bye-bye.
Backup is here.
Cryostorm!
First fight in 3 hours, eh? Honestly, I didn't notice, but you are absolutely correct.
Faster, Earl.
Honestly shocking how much something like this would have bothered me in Star Rail, but here the story is actually capturing me quite well.
Here they come again! Get ready!
You wanna fight? Let's go. Backup is here.
Goodbye. To the mist you go.
Monsters ahead of us, the black mist behind us. It feels like there's no escape.
Run faster.
Oh hey, it's a bunny.
Backup is here.
Bunny is spinning at me.
Are you hurt, Coolish?
No, I'm fine. It's just... suddenly I don't want to walk any further.
Maybe dying is fine.
I get you. In fact, I reached my limit a long time ago. Sometimes it feels like there's hope where there shouldn't be.
Yeah. The hope that the star gives us is the only thing keeping us going. But I'm not sure it's real at all. It may just be a collective illusion.
That's not much of a collective.
Otherwise, why would it always be out of reach?
Are you really going to give up like this? I actually feel like we are slowly getting closer to it.
We know you mean well, but you're only saying that to try and encourage us to keep going, aren't you?
Thank you, friend. But enough is enough. Please don't give me any more false hope. Hope is poison in this place. You're going to continue, aren't you? I admire that. I've given up, but I wish you the best. May there come a day that you catch up to the star and leave this godforsaken place.
It's not an illusion. We really are getting closer to the star.
But that's a different star. The other one was at the top. Oh.
Congratulations. You are the first person to make it here.
I actually made it. How did she get here? The closer I get to the star, the more familiar it looks.
I'm the star's envoy. The black mist has stopped rising. Its hunger is satisfied for now, having devoured your two companions. This is a good opportunity. I'll let you get some rest before we continue.
Continue? Aren't we going to leave?
Hmm? What do you mean, leave? The star represents the starting point. It's the waypoint for the beginning. Congratulations on reaching the starting point. Once you are ready, we will head out and walk upwards. I will be right by your side the whole way.
After everything I went through to get here, this is just the start? Goodbye.
Huh? What's wrong? Hey, don't give up before the journey's even begun.
Maybe in the next stream.
Rampana! Rampana!
Is that Vodyanitsa's voice? What happened?
Murder!
Coolish, wake up! Please wake up!
A drama about sleeping, which began as a joke the other day, is now playing out on the stage. No one counted on it being a tragedy. Everyone is gathered around the two sleepers in the center of the stage. Without even inspecting the scene, you already know what has happened, as if someone had told you in advance.
The situation is identical to that of the two casualties yesterday. We cannot ascertain the cause of death.
At least there are some elements that we can rule out this time. They slept on the stage with everyone else, so I suppose the surrounding environment can't be a relevant variable.
Rampana. Coolish.
Weren't some of us keeping watch last night? 3 of us, in fact. How could you not notice something was wrong?
I'm as confused as you are. Certainly nothing unusual happened on my watch.
Likewise, and from what I've observed so far, both Miss Odette and the Traveler can be trusted.
No incidents during my watch either. I have no reason to suspect Valerie or Odette either.
To be honest, I didn't get a wink of sleep last night. I couldn't help but think I was the target, so I just laid there with my eyes closed. I heard the Traveler and Lelik chatting, but otherwise I don't recall hearing any commotion during the night.
Did you listen to us or just hear us from the distance?
Me too. I didn't want to wake everyone up, so I was concentrating hard, trying not to cough. I hardly slept at all. If anything had happened, I'm sure I would have noticed.
So did anybody sleep?
Then, what could possibly be causing this? Once was bad enough. I can't believe it happened again. I worked closely with Rampana and Coolish for so long. I never imagined that one day they'd... And on the stage of all places...
Vodyanitsa.
4 victims in just 2 days, and we still don't have a single lead. I need to get to the bottom of this as soon as possible. And above all, keep Tonya safe. I'd never be able to look Child in the eye again otherwise.
I wonder how suspicious Tonya is supposed to be. Because I feel like she's the one you'd least expect, which makes her immediately suspicious.
Still snowing?
Yes, I just checked. Still no sign of anyone outside either.
So we only have ourselves to rely on.
If you ask me, this killer can clearly strike whenever they please. The Night Watch was a useless endeavor from the start. Lelik must be an expert in poisoning. Clearly she used some poison that can't be detected on the corpse.
Here we go again.
Listen, I was already thinking to myself last night, was Lelik's reason for revealing her identity the real story? Well, now I have my answer. It most certainly was not.
We have 2 general character models left. Well, 3. We have these 2 and we have Tonya.
She's been playing us for fools. You get off on this, don't you? Revealing your identity, only to carry on with your killing spree?
That's a hideous thought. One that only a hideous mind like yours could dream up.
How dare you!
That's enough. Yesterday, you named Lelik as a suspect because the victims were both wealthy merchants. Lelik might have had a motive then. But today's victims were just ordinary people. Not to mention that they were colleagues of Odette and mine. What reason would she have to murder them? Let me guess. Just to scare you?
Who knows? Maybe you don't know her as well as you think. I implore you all to ask yourselves, how many people are there really in this world that have what it takes to kill another person? Not many, I'd wager. Lelik is well known to be a ruthless operator, and now she has revealed her identity. How could it be any more obvious?
Everything you've said so far is still just conjecture, which doesn't constitute a concrete lead. You need to back up your claims with some evidence.
How can you defend her, officer? What did she say to you while you were on night watch? Maybe I shouldn't be so surprised. You military types are always colluding with criminals to target the rich.
True enough, definitely painting a target on himself. But nobody's biting.
All so you can get your grubby paws on our hard-earned fortunes. Then tell us to fall in line. The Fatui, the Druzhna, and the Rokot. Thugs, the lot of you.
Slap.
Don't you dare.
Sir, but you were the one who told us not to stop other people from expressing their opinions yesterday. 4 people have already died. Only yesterday I was chatting with Mr. Coolish. Then we woke up in the morning and he's... Turning against one another is the last thing we should be doing right now.
Little girl.
Even if Mr. Chuganov is a puffed-up, pig-headed windbag who doesn't have a clue what he's talking about.
Thanks, Tonya. You wake up in the morning and he's coolish.
He's still one of the victims here, isn't he?
Quite. I had no intention of resorting to violence. But you're right, Miss Tonya. I ought not prevent him from speaking his mind. In any case, I believe Mr. Chuganov has calmed down a little now. We may resume our discussion.
I don't think there's any need for that. What is there to discuss? Nothing about this situation is normal.
Did you have an idea, Mitya? You're the brainiac here, right? Come on, clue us in.
I've been mulling something over. All the leads we have so far concern things from outside the theater. Miss Odette's alter ego, the threats Mr. Chuganov received. But then there's the 2 double murder crime scenes themselves, which have given us absolutely nothing to go on whatsoever. That's highly unusual. Even with the most careful killers, there's always some evidence left behind.
So what are you suggesting?
I think this could be a supernatural event. It isn't characteristic of human-on-human homicide at all.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you supposed to be a scientist? That doesn't sound like a conclusion someone like you is supposed to make.
I got into scientific research because of my insatiable curiosity. But if the present situation defies all known scientific explanations, I don't mind shifting my curiosity toward the paranormal instead.
Now that you mention it, I remember when I first came to the theater. I heard rumors about this place being haunted.
Back to the ghost theory, finally.
Haunted?
Yeah, I think I heard the same thing. But I mean, they're only rumors, right? We've worked here for years. Surely we would have noticed any spooky goings-on by now.
Well, this has taken an unexpected turn. A haunted theater? If Paimon were here, she'd probably be hiding behind me in fear right now.
Why don't we take this opportunity to look for clues again with a more open mind? Maybe a different perspective will help us see something different.
Very well. Whether it's criminals or ghosts we're looking for, the same rules apply. Everyone needs to tread carefully. I'll move the bodies into the same room for now.
It's aliens, okay? It's always aliens. I mean, no. No. As the alien in the room. It's not aliens. Okay, it's still saying suspected of being... So these are not updating in a useful way. Except for this.
I need to think very hard about whether there's anything that ever needed hiding. After all these years, there must be some things even I've forgotten about.
Okay, you did not even count as one of the people I was supposed to talk to.
Valeri, come take a look at this. You too, traveler.
Some sort of notebook. What is it for?
It's a death note.
It's the on-duty logbook for the theater. Coolish was the main person to use it. He mostly used it to record any unusual incidents during a show, audience numbers, exit times, and so on.
I saw Coolish at the entrance before coming in. I think he was holding this book at the time.
Yes, he'd always have this logbook with him when he checked tickets at the entrance.
This should confirm a lot of key details about the recent show. So, you find anything unusual?
Yes. The number of people. I've checked and double-checked, but the numbers just don't match what's recorded in the logbook. Apparently, we have an extra person among us.
No, it's the guy that left before you guys exited backstage. He just left to get blankets and never returned.
Are we certain that logbook is accurate? Could someone have sneaked in without buying a ticket or something?
Unlikely. Coolish took his duties very seriously. I've rarely seen any errors in his work. Not to mention that this was a dress rehearsal, meaning smaller audience numbers and tighter ticket restrictions than usual. Everything would have been well within his control.
We no longer have our tickets with us, do we? They got collected on entry. I assume there's no way we can check them again.
Unfortunately not. The theater recycles tickets. Once people are in the door, they don't tend to leave until the show ends. So we collect the tickets at the point of entry.
Too bad Coolish is dead. If he were still around, we could just ask him.
Still, I'm inclined to believe that this discrepancy in the head count is significant somehow.
Did an extra person just materialize out of thin air?
It's me. Maybe.
Tonya? Did you find anything?
What are you looking at so intently?
Not yet. Still looking. So... Are we supposed to be looking for something paranormal? I think I'd prefer teaming up with you than looking around on my own.
This looks like somebody's notebook. Shall we read it together?
doesn't look scary or anything, so I guess it should be fine. Alright, let's read it together.
One word at a time. A letter in a diary. You once told me I would understand someday, but even now I still don't. I don't believe anyone should be forced to abandon their homeland because of a change in power. She never considered the feelings of us water imp nobles. Every inch of this land reflects memories of my childhood. If I close my eyes, I can still hear everyone's songs echoing everywhere. I will not forgive those who drove us away, and I miss you very much, Mother. I often find myself missing that dress with the tassels, the heavy bed curtains, and the first rays of sunlight that would stream into the manor each morning. But it's all right now. If I narrow my eyes just a little, the light seeping through a crack backstage feels just like the one in our manor. I know that life is gone forever, and I can miss it all I want. But I also feel that what I have here now is no less than what I lost. The fantastical sets designed by the prop master, the many fans who come all this way just to see me, the quiet dancing girl who doesn't talk much. These are all mine. I won't lose any of it again. Never. Absolutely never. I've joined a rather remarkable organization, but I can't tell you its name. Whatever that great figure intends to do this time, there should always be someone looking out for this misfortune, for the misfortunes of ordinary people. That's what our organization exists for. Even now I still don't understand her. Why is it that those in power always seem this way? They clearly have the ability to bring great happiness. Some say she has her own difficulties, but what could possibly trouble someone so seemingly omnipotent? Never mind, I should just focus on what I can do. I suppose you'll all hear about our organization sooner or later. Its name is... never mind. I'll leave it as a mystery for now.
Huh. This has to be Vodyanitsa's writing, surely.
Maybe it's a little rude for us to peek at this. I feel like I just read someone's secret diary by accident.
Since it's an accident, it should be fine. But now I feel guilty too.
It sounds like she's writing this for her parents, right? I don't understand. Why put this stuff in a notebook instead of mailing it in a letter?
Because her water imp parents belong to the aristocracy, who were driven out of Snezhnaya by the Tsaritsa long ago. And now they live somewhere new, where the postman can't get to.
Oh, hey, Vodyanitsa. I can explain.
We're sorry. It's fine. My fault for not storing it properly. I can't leave things lying around and expect them to get ignored when everyone's scouring the place for clues. Alright, give me my notebook back. I'll take over the investigation in this room.
And then she dies. That's her death scream. Should we check on her? Just to make sure? I guess we can't. Did we miss anybody in here then? No.
Did an extra person just materialize out of...
Yes. But who did we miss? It has to be a third. I may be blind. Oh, there's a way down here. That is new.
Ah, Traveler. Since you're here, come take a look at this.
Alosha found it. We're both curious to hear your perspective. It appears to be well, an investigation report. And the focus of the investigation was the rumors of haunting we heard about earlier.
More text. Investigation report into the supernatural sightings at the Opera House. This commission is clearly not as simple as previous cases involving only folklore studies. It appears to be connected to something far more mysterious. An extinct civilization, the creatures of ancient gods, the creations of ancient gods, or powers from beyond this world. The possibilities leave ample room for speculation. From now on, we should take this as a lesson. A simple surface does not imply that what lies beneath shares the same level of existence or nature. Ley lines themselves possess a powerful ability to either devour or guide souls. In most cases, once the soul and body of the deceased are separated, the soul is drawn directly into the ley lines, leaving no room for lingering existence. However, evidence shows that the connection between the theater area and the ley lines has been obstructed, though only partially, not completely severed. Still, this has granted certain souls unwilling to return to the ley lines an opportunity. If their resistance is strong enough, they may even linger within the theater itself. In theory, however, these souls within the theater are incapable of influencing the physical world. Only under extremely rare circumstances can they produce phenomena observable to the human eye. Overall, they can be considered harmless. This assessment may be conveyed in advance to the theater's management to reassure them. But for me, the investigation does not end here. Uncovering the reason why the ley lines have been obstructed is the true focus of this inquiry. After consulting multiple sources, the most reliable hypothesis at present appears to be the existence of an angel civilization and its primary attempts at ley line renovation. There's too little information available here. I must return home as soon as possible. Angels.
An investigation report, huh? Looks quite old. Huh. This person's name looks to be of Sumeru origin to me. Was the investigator from Sumeru?
The theater manager must have hired an investigator once specifically to look into this issue. But it doesn't look like anyone ever looked at the report.
Presumably, the manager wanted to know if the supposed haunting was dangerous, while also being fearful of word getting out in case it affected the theater's business. Anyway, the bottom line is, the haunting is actually real after all. It's caused by an obstruction in the ley lines. Is there any chance this is the key to finally making some progress with the murder cases?
Ley line problems are pretty unexceptional to me by this point. And while it certainly offers an explanation for the ghosts, it's hard to imagine what connection it could have to these two murder cases.
Some of the language that appears at the very end of the report caught my eye. Angel civilization, ley line renovation? My area of research doesn't touch on any of that, so it's completely outside of my wheelhouse. Huh? A piece of paper just fell out from the report. It landed right by your feet.
Let's see. More reading. Words on paper. Death is near. Great. Love that for us. Death has been near for 2 days by now. I just got goosebumps. It's pretty ominous no matter how you look at it.
How unnerving. It was tucked inside the report, so it must be a note left by the author. Death is near. Is that supposed to be what's going on here? With us in the theater? But if so, how did the author foresee it? Could he predict the future somehow?
Maybe things are more complicated than we thought.
No, wait a second. If we take the report and the note at face value, they completely contradict one another.
Death is always near.
The report definitively concludes that the hauntings in the theater are harmless and cannot affect the real world. But the note seems to be warning of potential danger.
Maybe death is right behind you.
The question is, what exactly does the note mean by death?
Simply describing our situation? Is it referring to the victims, or could it refer to the perpetrator?
The various ways we could interpret this keyword lead in completely different directions. Let's pause our analysis here for now. I think we need more information. If we take all this together, it's not impossible, is it? If anything, it's the natural conclusion.
Oh, I beg to differ. This sounds to me like a product of a researcher's vivid imagination. And perhaps it's because I'm still viewing this through the lens of a typical murder investigation. But still, I'm struggling to be persuaded by your theory.
Does it really sound that far-fetched? Alright, well, let's treat that as speculation for now. I do agree with what you've said, so let's go with your idea for now.
Good. Okay, now that we finally have some meaningful leads, I think it's time to reconvene. Let's get the others. So, that's about everything we've discovered so far. I'll share my theory first. Based on what we've learned from the logbook, I believe the extra person among us is most likely the killer. If the killer had simply bought a ticket, it would have greatly increased the risk of their identity being exposed. I expect he or she either hid in the theater ahead of time, or found a way to slip past the ticket inspection. They then blended in with the group and waited for an opportunity to strike.
What about the note found in the investigation report? Any thoughts on how that fits in?
The killer may have simply planted it there as some sort of sick joke. I've seen my fair share of psychopathic killers. They love playing cryptic mind games.
So, it has nothing to do with the haunting of the theater after all.
This theory makes sense to me. If we have an audience member unaccounted for, chances are they didn't come here to watch the show.
Could it really be that simple?
So, in other words, all we have to do is find out who got in here without a ticket, and all our problems will be solved? Then let me make one thing clear. All the theater staff should be well aware that I came here for the rehearsal legitimately, yes? There's no way I'm the one who didn't have a ticket.
It's true. I hear you used every trick in the book to get a hold of that ticket, too. Everything short of throwing a temper tantrum and rolling around on the floor at the entrance.
I wanna see that.
I most certainly did not degrade myself in such a way.
Probably a stupid question, but I might as well ask. Did anyone here get in without having their ticket checked? Guess it was naive of me to expect them to just admit to it.
Especially after the unprompted Lelik reveal. Once was already a miracle. Twice would be unfathomable.
The most likely extra person who entered without a ticket is... I mean, would these people need a ticket? I know I showed my ticket. These two probably had a ticket. I'm very suspicious of Tonya. And that guy exists. Scarf is the murderer. Yeah, can't point at the scarf. Oh yeah, I can also point at the already dead people though. don't think we'll have any more text.
Tonya received her ticket the same way I did. I assume Child got both of them together. In any case, I knew in advance that Tonya was coming.
Well then.
As things stand, the audience head count doesn't add up. I guess we can rule out the theater staff members.
Okay. That leaves out those three.
I don't believe any of us here knew Shram before all this. If no one can verify Shram's identity... Mr. Shram, did you really go through the ticket inspection to get in here?
Huh? Me? Why am I being singled out, my friend? Do I seem that suspicious?
A little bit.
It's not that you stand out as suspicious, more that everyone else has been ruled out as trustworthy.
Okay. Well, we spent the best part of 2 days together now, so I'm sure you can all tell what kind of person I am. I'm a true gentleman. I never dream of doing something like sneaking to the theater without a ticket.
Yeah, I have no doubt that you're a good person. But the problem is, none of us here actually know you, so no one can say for sure that you are who you claim to be. Although, actually, what was it you said last night? Yeah, you're friends with that water imp, which is why you understand our primary mode of expression. Last time I checked, there were barely any of us remaining in Snezhnaya, since most of the water imps left. Could you tell me a little bit more about your friend? There's a good chance I actually know her. And I suppose it's also kind of a way for everyone else to get to know you a little better.
Did you make that up?
Good grief. Are you blushing? Pull yourself together, man. Stop giggling like a teenage boy. It's revolting.
Hey, revolting is a little strong. All right, fine. I'll admit it. That water imp friend of mine, the truth is, we're dating. I was just the bodyguard hired by our family. But the stars must have aligned, because sparks began to fly between me and their daughter. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd get so lucky.
We don't need details. Just get to the point.
But we wanted details before Odette.
Okay. I'm just a little hesitant to reveal her name, that's all. You know how it is. These are delicate times. Even with me to protect her. If word gets out that she's dating a human, both the Fae and human factions will give her a hard time.
Really? Wait, no. That can't be.
Huh? Shram, what the devil are you talking about?
Why is everyone looking at me like that? Surely you can understand where I'm coming from.
Delicate times? Factions?
What's going on?
Yes? You know, the Civil War? Last time I checked, the Fae and the humans were still at each other's throats.
If I'm not mistaken, the last significant civil war in Snezhnayan history was over 400 years ago, when Her Majesty the Tsaritsa had just taken the throne and was consolidating her reign.
What do you mean, 400 years ago?
I guess your ticket didn't exist yet back then.
What's going on here? Is Shram from the past?
All right, Mr. Mitya, you win this round. As far-fetched as it is, it appears that your theory may be correct.
I'm just as amazed as you are. I didn't even believe it myself, to be honest.
Is someone going to explain what's going on here?
From the look on your face, you figured it out too, haven't you, Traveler?
The clue to Shram's true identity is... According to the theater's duty log, there seems to have been an extra person at the scene. A letter void Zenta wrote to her family but never sent. A clue that has yet to surface. Investigation report into the alleged theater haunting.
The theater's ley lines have been modified to block souls within its grounds from returning to them. Some souls can even wander this place forever. Mr. Shram's statement proves he's from hundreds of years ago. And according to the investigation report on the theater hauntings, Mr. Shram is very likely a lost soul wandering the theater.
The true nature of the extra person is... I, personally... I mean, is it still Shram? Or is it...
For some unknown reason, the soul that has been wandering the theater due to the ley line issues has joined our group and blended in. Yeah, that must be the immediate reason why the ticket count doesn't match the number of people present.
Okay, so it was just essentially the same answer. Death is near. In this case, death most likely refers to... Oh.
The contents of the investigation report have been verified. There are indeed ley line issues and wandering souls in the theater. Death likely symbolizes the deceased. Mr. Shram, for instance. Death is near. Huh. That must mean that there's a dead person in our midst. That's the truth, isn't it?
Yeah, the logic is clear now. The investigation report said that there would be souls stuck wandering around the theater because the ley lines were cut off. Mr. Shram must be one such soul who died in the theater a long time ago. In which case, that also makes him our extra person. So when the note said death is near, it must have been referring to death as in the deceased, people who died a long time ago.
Someone who died a long time ago.
In short, there's a dead person among us. The extra person we've been searching for is a ghost from the past.
You mean I'm a ghost? No. Don't make jokes like that, my man. There must be some mistake.
But are you also a murderer?
But even if I was dead, I know for a fact I didn't kill anyone these past 2 nights.
We found 2 very suspicious things. None of them are actually the murderer.
Yeah, even if all that's true, the report also said the souls inside the theater can't affect reality, right? They're harmless.
So maybe this is all a dream.
Then what if the problem isn't the souls at all, but the ley lines themselves? The ley lines have a powerful ability to attract and devour souls. Let's say that the ley lines are like a black hole, constantly seeking to engulf souls. But the souls that don't want to return are trying to avoid being sucked in.
Huh. Why does this analogy sound so familiar?
What happens when the black hole can't achieve its goal? I'm only speculating here, but what if it ended up swallowing innocent souls by mistake? Or intentionally taking other souls to compensate?
That could explain why we weren't able to determine a cause of death. If you're right, and their souls were devoured by the ley lines, it does make some sense.
It does seem to explain a lot of the things we couldn't make sense of. Does that mean it's true?
Except there's no concrete evidence. Mitya is relying on a lot of logical leaps. Still, it seems like the best explanation we have under the circumstances.
Alright, so how could Shram not know that he's dead? Seems a little unlikely that he hasn't noticed anything unusual even after several days interacting with us.
On the contrary, it's perfectly normal for a soul to wander the theater for centuries without questioning their existence or reason for being there. It's simply what's natural for them.
Now that you have been questioned, you're gonna disappear.
You know what, Mr. Brainiac? I think you might actually be right after all. I'm trying to remember and... even though my head feels like it's going to explode, I think... it's all coming back to me.
He also has blue eyes and brown hair. Could be Charles' ancestor or something.
I was the one who didn't want to remember my own death, so I forced myself to forget.
Well, I'm sure those are painful memories.
My lady and I snuck out to go on a date one day. We bought tickets for the theater. It wasn't really my thing, but I was just happy to be together. All of a sudden, a group of people burst into the theater, shouting for all the water imps to get out, performers and audience members included. It was clear the conflict between humans and Fae had reached a boiling point. This time, the extremists were even coming after the water imps who had nothing to do with the war. I thought I could pull one over on them, so I took off my jacket, draped it over my lady, and tried to sneak out amid the chaos. But I got caught. They started shouting, calling me a traitor to humanity. But I was going to do whatever it took to buy our chance to escape, no matter how many people stood in my way. I had to, both as their bodyguard and out of love.
It's all right, friend. You can stop there if you want. You don't need to dig all that up again.
It's just... even now, I'm still struggling to accept the truth. How could I be dead?
Happens to the most of us.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Sorry for being dead.
If I'd known I was a dead man walking, I wouldn't have dragged you down with me. If I'm the cause of all this death, then punish me however you see fit.
But, Mr. Shroom...
No. I refuse to be a burden. I know what I have to do. You said I've been wandering the theater for centuries, right? I guess it's high time I got a breath of fresh air. Out there, I mean. I'll leave this place, and take all this death with me. Go out on my own terms.
We'll punish you with the death sentence. I think he's doing the same thing to himself.
Mr. Shram, I'm sure we can figure out a different course of action.
My good sir, we both know I'm not supposed to be here. I should have accepted my death long ago. One way or another, this has to end. Unless you're saying this goes against another one of your military principles somehow.
No, I'm speaking on a personal level this time.
Let it go, man. Oh, wait. One last thing. Miss Water Imp. My lover. Her name was Letia. Letia Ozarova. Do you know what happened to her?
Ozarova. Oh, Auntie Ozarova. That's what we all called her. I remember her as a very kind elder. She had a bunch of kids, too.
I'm so glad she survived. And she had lots of kids? Good. That's... good. I could hardly expect her to stay single just because of what happened to me, right?
Guess you're leaving with no regrets, huh?
As long as she went on to be happy. That's all that matters. Besides, I'm dead. My soul's been wandering around here for so long because I was worried about her. But now, I can go without regret.
None.
There's no need to see me off, my friends. I've enjoyed our time together over these past few days. Perhaps we'll meet again in the next life.
Take care, my man.
Maybe Blanket Guy was also a ghost.
I knew Mr. Shram was already dead, but I still feel so sad.
Death is cruel, no matter how we might try to make sense of it.
So, was the conflict between Fae and humans really that bad back then? I was only little, so I don't remember much. It's terrible to think that so many innocent people had their lives turned upside down. Even the historical records about that time period don't say much about it. All people know is that the Tsaritsa founded the Fatui, drove out most of the Fae aristocracy without explanation, then used her terrifying power to suppress the humans.
It seems to me like the Tsaritsa chose to make herself the enemy. She downplayed the conflict, directing whatever animosity both sides had for each other at herself instead. That's also why, despite how brutal the conflict was at the time, there hasn't been much lingering tension between humans and Fae since. Things have been fairly harmonious for the past few centuries.
So, the Tsaritsa banished the Fae to protect the Fae living in the city? She offered herself up to be hated in exchange for peace.
Maybe it's not quite as bad as it sounds. I don't think Her Majesty is too concerned if mortals hate her or not. And besides, there are very few who truly do.
All this time, I had no idea.
All right. If Mitia's theory is correct, then I think we can consider this matter settled. Let's all take a break.
Ugh, if only this blasted storm wasn't still raging on.
Progress saved. I think the game's correct. Maybe it's a good time to take a break. And see how this mystery gets concluded next time. The storm will keep raging on for as long as it must. Last saved. Within a minute. Great. And here's our nice spiral, waiting for us to return. Doesn't look that bad outside. Weather reports have been wrong before. Look forward to more of this theater performance, which may be more real than anybody wants to be. Must be the eye of the storm. A very localized storm. Just in this room. Located in the theater. Goodbye. Good night. See you again.